What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. I'm your host, Sir Ed Honcho. Give me just a moment while I speak one or two little things. You always think you're prepared, but don't really be prepared. Uh, oh, doodly doodly doo. Tonight, right? Tonight, I feel like doing something a little bit different, right? Usually we rant about this or that. We may actually have some fun, more, I don't know what you would call them, stream. We're talking about, movies and television and things. Those were very enjoyable. All right, we should be good. Okay. God damn it. But first, let's see what we got joining us. We're going to talk about tonight just beliefs, standards, protocols. Sunday night we used to do confessions. This ain't quite a confession night. This is just an understanding night, right? So we get into beliefs, thoughts, purposes, whatever it may be, right? Because sometimes I say things and I think people either misconstrue them, maybe I don't word them 100% properly, or maybe people do it deliberately. Maybe there's a level of ignorance, maybe there's, I don't know. Okay. But tonight I just want to take some time to clarify some things. Of course, we got crazy videos, a couple of crazy things to break down, right? There's always a lot of insanity in this world. And then, like I said, I just want to get a thing. So if there's ever been a question, it's not like, I don't know, AMA is weird. Ask me anything. You ain't ask me anything. I'm not going to give you my personal information. That would be weird, right? What's it? Oh, it's that fucking thing right there. I was like, what is that string behind me? I've been moving shit around. I just put the green screen up last minute, so pardon me for that. But like I said, let's see who we got joining us. Then we will get into it. I can't let y'all see all the secrets. The man behind the curtain. Not that curtain. All right. Is the bot and everything? No, it's not. Connected. Make sure everything's proper. All right. And first and foremost, but if you're not familiar with the Den is the best conversation on the entire web. I mean, you can look high and low and never find a better show. The reason why is because of you wonderful individuals that join each and every evening and partake of the conversation. So let's get into it. John, my favorite New Yorker, what's the motherfucking deal? How you doing this evening? Sir, Unique Rides, what's the motherfucking deal? Keith Bodie, what's the motherfucking deal? D the Gamma, how are you doing this evening, ma'am? I hope all is well. The lovely Miss K Grace joining us this evening. Let's see. Roger's here. So, yeah, I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, I mean, whatever, bro. Right? So, I've had to spend some time today getting things in order. I'm going to come up with a new damn logo. I'm tired of this logo. It needs some change. It needs to be a little bit more lively. It doesn't tell you what the Den really is or is about, right? So, I definitely am going to be revamping that maybe sometime this week. We'll get into that. And then Delta Echo Golf, what's the motherfucking deal? How you doing this evening? So first, before I get into what I wouldn't call my principles or any thoughts or any things like that, let's see what kind of craziness we got, right? And so what I did say I'm going to start doing is what I'm going to start doing is maybe Fridays when we do our Friday kind of conversation. I'm start saving videos for that. But I had a couple I want to clear out today just since I had them in the mix. And then we'll just have Friday will be a fun fest of visual festivities. Where's that other thing? Make sure everything is up. But yeah, so like I said, I already have this week's videos all planned out. I haven't scheduled them. I've just kind of got them set up because if I schedule them, then they'll all appear. And I've been kind of deciding if I want to have them scheduled. That way people going to have a heads up the whole week as to what's what. Or if I just want to do them after one stream ends, then I just go ahead and schedule the next one for the next day. So you kind of have 24 hours to, know what the conversation is going to be. Because sometimes if you put too far ahead, and people start trying to talk about the next thing and want to, hey, I saw that this is going to be this, but I'm not going to have time. And then, it kind of alters the conversation. And I'm going to do a better job of making sure we stay on point more so. Brian Roach, what's the motherfucking deal? Black 8 Element, what's the motherfucking deal? So like I said, let's run through a couple of wild videos. I'm going to make some points from these things. Some of these videos will have to do with some of my beliefs, why I say certain things that I say. And there's a video that I posted in the Den Discord. Sometimes the videos that I can't necessarily show on the stream, I'll post them in the Den Discord before the stream or maybe after the stream to speak on those. So if you hadn't seen those terrible videos, Roger probably has, because he gets aroused by things like that. We'll get into it. And I want to talk about a thing. I don't know if I should talk. Like I say, we'll see. Because, these social medias, when you tell the truth about their lies and the lies that are getting spread, certain things that aren't getting fact-checked that probably should be fact-checked, you get punished for it. But, Reese, baby, what's good? Hope everything is well in Washington, D.C. How are you doing this evening? Let's see. Let's start. Put the screen back. Let's start with some shenanigans. I got some violence for y'all tonight? I know y'all like the violence. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Oh, let me do this. Let me do this now so I actually remember. The following scenes may be considered graphic. If you've been in the Den enough, you already know how we rocking. If you're not too familiar with the Den, well, be prepared. Viewer discretion is advised. If you're soft, if you're a regular Den folk, then you already know how it is. And I'm saying this not even knowing if I have anything violent to show you, right? So, in certain places, they're doing certain things, like making it not so illegal to steal. But here's a little something for you guys. This I find extremely amusing.
When you steal the entire rack of Nike, but your crew panics and locks you out.
But it's hilarious.
When you steal the entire rack of Nike, but your crew panics and locks you out.
I'm gonna be honest. There's a whole lot going on here. Professor Trill, appreciate you being a member. Chocolate Milk, what's the motherfucking deal? How you doing this evening?
When you steal the entire rack of Nike.
Shut up. I hate that little talking voice on TikTok. It's so weird. And you just lax, any kind of emotional anything. Anyway, so you just stole all that shit, niggas, and that's what I say when I say about the Asians and other groups feeling a certain way when niggas be coming in and doing certain things. And I'm not saying that other groups don't steal, right? But niggas just be going over the top with the shit. Like, I know white girls, they steal their lipstick. This is passion purple. I need this. It goes so good with my outfit. Niggas will rob you, but they will take everything they can get. Remember that video I showed the other day? The two bitches started fake fighting. So the other bitch, could have been a dude, just was stealing everything out of the store while everybody was distracted. But I'm going to be honest. You better not ride with these motherfuckers no more. They locked you out. They just burnt off on your ass. That's fucked up. They might have had a change of heart. So you basically risked all that shit for nothing. You all on the store camera, so they know it's you. But we actually have a law enforcement officer apparently chasing them. So this must not be in California. Speaking of stealing, right? And speaking of, I guess, the West Coast. Like I said, some places have made it to where, it's not a big deal if you steal. You have if it's under $300, then really how are you going to know? They're just not, you can't stop people from stealing now. And you wonder why places don't want to be, or why businesses don't want to be in certain locations. But it's not just in the black neighborhoods now. These niggas riding on the bike like they having fun. Lady was turning around, she just turned, she's like, fuck it. I was finna shop here, but they stole what I needed. Look at these niggas. And like I tell you, when I say niggas, it encompasses all races. Look at these niggas, man. Garbage. They stole it. They're still in law. Every day.
Dude, that's thousands of dollars. I'm an electrician, bro. Yeah. Look at that. With the license tag.
Can't do shit about it, right? Don't even matter. They not gonna chase him down. They're not gonna do a motherfucking thing. They're not gonna do a fucking thing. I hadn't seen the Snoop Dogg video. What was going on in the Snoop Dogg video? This is craziness, right? Look, no, I don't think so. And then nothing happens. The old man can't do shit. She turned around. She like, fuck it, bro.
Funny and disturbing at the same time.
It's not funny. It's fucked up, right? Because again, when these people keep robbing, keep stealing, keep robbing, keep stealing, there's nothing valuable left. People don't want to shop there because there's nothing there that they need, and people lose jobs. You know, it starts off as a small thing. Like, oh, it's no big deal. It's just, you know, a little bit of stealing, but that shit compounds. It adds up, and it becomes a bigger deal, right? And that's the fucked up part about it. Excuse me. Nike prices. Red Larson. Oh, yeah, you ain't lying, though. Yeah, because it's I know there's an amount. You stole a whole rack. Each one of them things probably about $50. So it looked like she might have had 20, 30 pieces on that shit. Ended up to a few $100s. So a couple thousand maybe, who knows. Very unfortunate. Snoop dressed Lil Nas X's. Well, he's been in the industry for a long time. Who knows, right? Something's happening. Let me find one. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to give y'all all the violence yet. I think there's some Karenish stuff going on that we can definitely get into. Then y'all know I got some wokery. Let's run through it because I want to talk about things. Oh, this is Australia, right? So there's a lot going on in Australia. And I didn't get all the Australian videos. There's some videos of people in the Australian quote unquote quarantine camps, right? You get fed at a certain time of day, have to wear their masks while they sit outside their little bunks. It looked like those they live in those little portables like they used to be at schoolhouses and shit like that. That's basically what they have them staying in. And they have a certain amount of time that they could be outside. The lady was drinking her tea, had her mask off to drink her tea. She said that the cops came and told her to put it back on. I might have that video. I don't know if I saved it or not. But again, shout out to Libs of TikTok and No Pause TV for all the hard work they do. But this is what's going on in Australia. You have nobody working. You can't have anybody coming outside. You have all the restrictions on being able to work. This is going to happen to a place soon near you, if you know what I'm talking about, when you keep having these lockdowns. That's why the prices have shot up. Inflation is crazy. And hey, we'll talk about putting more tax on the landlords and people not thinking that their rent goes up. Anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Please, in Hurstville. Everything is empty. Literally empty. Hey, why is everything empty?
There's a strike in the supplier, and that's why we didn't get any load from it.
Oh, he's a main supply.
We're still waiting. I don't know. It's supposed to get
wow. That's crazy, man. Everything is gone. Nothing.
You could be eating them damn apples, shit. That's what's wrong with
Their trucks aren't coming in.
Ain't that unfortunate? That's a sad sight. I feel bad for those people. Feel very bad for those people. But hey, they're safe, right? Starving, but you're safe. That's what happens when you depend on the government to save you. Right? The government is going to look out for me and the millions of other people. Seeing the constant incompetence of government throughout the age. Anyway, it's not going to go down that road tonight, Honcho. We're going to keep it lighthearted. I guess I haven't shown any violence. Let's do some violence and then we'll get woke. So there's a thing I often say. Oh, no. Before we get woke. Fellas. I got one for y'all. And I need to know how you feel. Real quick. If you're a lady and you're in here, drop a 0. If you're a fella, drop a 1. I just need to see I need to gauge what we're looking like right now before I play this video. If I play it right now or I play another video, because it's It's of the utmost importance. It's of the utmost importance that I decide when and where I play this video, because it could get a little sketchy. It can get very, very sketchy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play the follow up the Australian video, and I'll wait a second before I play this other one. Because fellas, I need to know your opinions. This one may make y'all want to call in. We'll open up the lines here in a bit. Not this one. It'll be when I play right after this.
We're all just waiting patiently to be fed. It's like when you shake the bag of the dog treats, and the dogs come running. We're all just outside waiting. Just had the cops come around and tell this woman off staying over here as well, because there was about 5 seconds in between her taking a sip of her cup of tea and she took her face mask down. Cops came around literally on the dot and just pulled her up for it, and she said, well, I'm drinking my tea, and they said, well, not right now, you don't put your face mask on. So, it's a bit intense.
Unfortunately, I really feel bad for those people. Like, you would have never thought that it could have happened so quickly. And then they have that shit now where, like, in 24 hours, their government, like, passed that bill to where they have that GPS shit on their phone. And if you're not where you're supposed to be, you got, like, 15 minutes. If they can randomly hit you at any time of day, you got, like, 15 minutes to do, like, a face check-in scan thing. Bro, that is... It's very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Some hard times over there. Very hard times. Let me give y'all some violence before I play. This video is tough, bro. It's a real tough video, fellas. And so I think we need some violence before we get into that. Because, I mean, it's really hard to watch. No, I say something about a particular type of woman. Y'all know I'm going to show some female violence in a particular group of females usually, because that's the ones we get the most of. There's something I usually say that may or may not be correct in this situation, but I'll be able to prove my point as usual. But let's watch. Now, because I know Broderick gonna come out and say, "Oh, Honcho, you say she natural. There is nothing natural about this woman, but barely a little bit of hair." What I tell y'all about chest tattoos, especially, she all scarred all up. I'll tell you about the fake eyelashes, some weird eyebrow shit going on. Maybe no nose rings, but she has all the other red flags aside from the weave. I'm pretty sure most days she puts the weave on top of the locks. This is sketchy behavior. She's a reformed excessive weave wearer. I promise you this, right? So just for Broderick, because I know Broderick is gonna say something. You know what I'm saying? I know Broderick is gonna say, "You're Honcho, you say natural." Bathing in barbecue sauce.
Oh, okay.
It's going down.
But that's what I'm saying. This shit going on everywhere. Maybe we cop that.
Oh, shit.
That's what I'm saying. Eyelashes are even everywhere. She's probably in. Look at this. Look at this. I can't. I gotta sit down. What a pause. Bro, this is what I'm saying. This is sad shit. I'm to the point where I'm almost so tired of black women fighting. It's more than I'm tired of watching. It's sad. Like, what do you have to be that angry about? What are you that mad about? And again, it must be that darn white man making them do it, right? It's that darn white man making these black women fight each other and make them so angry, excuse me, that they got to scrap in the middle of the street. That white man made her spit. That's what it was, right? And again, weave and eyelashes everywhere. It's a sad state of affairs. Now, I always say something else about a certain percentage that the CDC, which y'all all love, says about certain groups of people being a certain size. But people argue, man, they got the best bodies, white women trying to look like us. They ain't got this and that. Well, depends on your perspective of what this and that is and what's a good version of this and that. But let's continue.
What the fuck is the fuck? What is going on? What is y'all here for?
Is that not embarrassing at all? All right, is it just me? And again, it's a lot of videos that I'm show y'all. More and more black women in the middle of the street in their bras, fighting, titties hanging out, like have no shame. That used to be a shameful thing, right? Like you didn't want to expose yourself and such. But I think with the advent of OnlyFans and the attention that you get from being on the internet, and they just do it anyway. They posting out on their social media. They don't even give a fuck no more. Like it's not a thing anymore. No one cares. There's some wide body bitches out here. I ain't gonna let motherfuckers. We can use them on the Texans O-line.
What happened to your health, shorty? She fucked up. Over with for her. Boy, I feel that ass on my teeth like, fuck y'all.
This nigga got me too. Cheers.
All I ask, bro. You got a whole... You a rat dick. Hey, Chichi. The big booty.
Yeah, shit look fake, look lopsided. Maybe I catch that shit at the end. Barely see it. But anyway, I'll let this play with the sound off in the back for those of you who may have missed the initial showing. So this woman here spits on her. I have no idea what this is, but see the cop natural right there. She good, natural, got the dreads in. See, she don't know she on the right side of the law. This bitch here is drugs. She swinging at somebody with a shoe already. Man, how the fight ain't even started and you ain't got no shoe on? Like, is that what she hit her? Did she take this thing? This is what I'm saying. And then look, this is the most activity some of these women ever do, right? Bunch of big bitches don't do no kind of exercising. But these bitches fight at the club every night. That's the only thing. That's the only time they get their heart rate up. When they fucking are fighting. That's it. Look at her. Falling all over the place, running off, gonna run back in, charging in like rhinos and shit. Look at this crazy shit, bro. Like these eyelash shit. I'm surprised ain't nobody wearing bonnets out here. Look at you. That's what I'm saying. This shit's disgusting. All right, and I told you I'm finna get into my beliefs and principles here soon. And I'm gonna talk about all this shit. Is this not embarrassing? Is it not embarrassing? Is it not more embarrassing to grow your little fro out, get some little twisty, start off small like her, let your shit grow out being your shit than to get your shit snatched off and you got tape and glue hanging off your fucking head like this motherfucker right here? That half of you feel more comfortable going out in public with half this shit fucking hanging off your head looking like a dead fucking raccoon. This makes you feel good. This is the black is beautiful that you speak on. Get the fuck out of here. And black ain't the element. I agree that fucked up is fucked up. But what I keep seeing time and time again is this, and this is what I let me hold that thought, right? And I'll come back to it because it's going to go get into part of what I said I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to say I stand on that because tonight I want to talk about my beliefs. I want people to have a good understanding of why I say what I say and why I personally feel like the things I say are righteous because I there's always a reason why I say these things, and it's not, what a lot of people try to push it to be. Okay, but yeah, spit will get you your ass whooped. Oh, like I said, so I will let it play to the point of the leather pants. But it's like you see this shit from black women almost more than you see from black men. You see niggas shooting shit up. But it's like every night I'm showing y'all videos of mobs. This nigga fuck with the police. Of mobs of black women brawling and fighting with each other. And it's like, I'm not making them do it. Nobody else is making them do it. But what I say is like when I start talking about these things and I've had these discussions where people always want to go back to blaming white folks for something. This ain't got shit to do with white people. You know what I'm saying? This ain't got shit to do with slavery. This shit ain't got shit to do with it. This is, there we go. So this ain't got nothing to do with slavery. This ain't got nothing to do with any of that shit. But somehow, some way, people always want to tie it back to that. And so, like I said, I'm going to dive more into it. I got distracted for a second. But next video, let's go ahead and run through these so we can get to the premise of tonight's conversation and open up the line and all that other good stuff. Right here. This is how bad it is. And this is why I say when I talk about all the weave and makeup and all this shit, because black women have gotten to the point where you almost can't tell. Like, I don't believe that this is a woman, but the way it looks and behaves, it's like a lot of black female. Okay, let me make sure I correct this. Black women and black female, there's a distinguishing difference. Right? Females are like the more animalistic version. Women carry themselves with character and like human beings, like decent individuals in a society, not like wild jungle bunnies. Yeah, I said it.
Fuck you, bitch, and cancel the ride.
Ma'am, I am canceled now.
Cancel the fucking ride then, bitch. What the fuck you keep talking to me for?
Excuse me.
Cancel the fucking ride. Cancel the fucking ride.
Ma'am, I am canceled now.
No, you're not. You're trying to record me. You want to be a dickhead? I'm going to eat my fucking food, bitch. Cancel the fucking ride. I'm going to get another one. I don't give a fuck about you recording me eating. Yes, I'm eating.
I am canceled now.
Cancel.
Okay, I'm canceled now. No problem.
Stupid bitch.
Go.
Open the trunk, get my fucking bag, bitch.
I'm going to be honest. God is not happy with all this disrespect while eating Lord's chicken.
Open that fucking trunk.
No, it's definitely a dude. It's definitely a dude. But the sad part is from a distance, this might have been in 480p. You might not be able to tell. If it wasn't for the voice, you might not be able to tell, honestly. If it really wasn't for the voice, you honestly might not be able to tell. And I'm sure in person, it looks much more manly. But I'm just saying in a glimpse of this video, if it wasn't for the voice, it might be very difficult to tell. You see this behavior, we see all these things. It's a carryover.
Get my fucking bag out. Stupid bitch.
That was a waste of good lemonade. See, that's why I couldn't do Uber. I'll do the food. I couldn't do Uber.
Please, ma'am.
Let's see. One of them right there would call me a hate crime case. It'd have been tiger uppercuts all up and down the block. Yoga flame. Next video. I think I showed it. That's the deal. That's the violent ladies. I got some more lady violence going on. I don't know. So I said I'm going to show fellas a video, right? 144 stay on the camera. Yeah, on the fucking plane. All right, fellas. I said I was going to show y'all this video. I want to know y'all's thoughts. Since the ladies being quiet, they ain't participate tonight. Fellas, we just going to watch some shit without them. This way, if they don't watch it, they can't say shit because they might be into this weird shit.
Count it. Louder.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What do you say?
Thank you, Goddess.
Like his. Count it.
1, 2,
Louder.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
You can't count?
What do you say?
Thank you, Goddess.
Like his. Count it.
That's all I can take. That's all I can take. Bro, Ain't no motherfucking way for a skit, for a TikTok, for a Twitter, for the gram, for a school play, for a fucking anything. Ain't no motherfucking. It's not gonna happen. Now, I would expect the majority of men in here to agree with me. Everybody but Roger. Hey man, you gotta keep it pimping, John. I ain't mad at you. Yeah, I'm just here just to put your this dude. Then you got the damn like this is slavery. I bet these motherfuckers this be the same motherfucker turning around and holler about some slavery. God damn, the white man got us in slavery, but I enslave niggas and take their money. Bro, I don't know who this nigga is, but I want to believe he's special needs. Might not be. You saw he struggled to count. That's not much money at all. It relatively, I guess, big bills. That nigga strict 1, 2, 3. Kiss them funky ass me, bitch. I break your fucking boy. He's not bad. I usually say you better than me. He's not better than me. That's a terrible situation. No, but let me see. Look like some of them little kinky straps. Kinky shits motherfucker be into. What is this? Zoom it up, zoom in a little bit. Like some old strange handcuffery. There's niggas who man, I could not hang out with no nigga on this type of behavior, bro. If shit went AWOL, I wouldn't feel safe around this motherfucker. Like, what if we got into a brawl with a bunch of black women like that doesn't seem? What if I had fun? If I had a bunch of others like that, this nigga gonna start bowing down and giving them money. We all fucked off. I couldn't do it, bro. Nigga, that's cool. If that works for you and your relationship, could not do it, bro. And I'm not against, that's your chick and that's your main buying her things, doing things for all that other stuff. Hey, make sure this, that. But in that manner, absolutely not, sir. All right.
Trying this again because I keep running out of time and fucking up. I keep forgetting I can't say certain words on here, so let's try this. Mostly I feel feminine or non-binary. Today I'm feeling really femme and cat-like as well. Yeah. But I also feel masculine, mostly boyish. I don't ever really want a woohoo. I'm proud to have a hoo-ha. But I also, sometimes want to take these guys off. But other times I'm happy to have them. I love to play with them. I love them. Other days I want to tape them down. I'm running out of time. But yeah, I go through stages of feeling feminine, non-binary, and sometimes boyish. So that's trying this again because
I'm not sure what it is. America is in a mental health crisis. Okay. And we're encouraging it. We're encouraging the people with mental health. Like, I remember people, they say, if you had an issue to speak on it, right? Like, and I thought that meant speak on it so you can get help with it. We're telling motherfuckers to speak on it, turn it into a new word, and classify it as a new gender. That's what we're telling people to do. Like, this is where the fuck we are. Look at this face. Look at this face, right? And I'm not even talking about like the face itself. I'm like just what's done to the face. In what society could you feel like this is normal? Like, this is worse than this is scarier than like when the Indians used to paint their face and go to war and shit. Or them fucking jungle tribes, they fucking put you in the pot and all the motherfuckers, like with the bones in their nose and all the shit. This shit is worse than any of that. This is terrifying. I'm going to have nightmares. Like, clearly this person has issues. Clearly this person has problems. Clearly this person is dealing with things. that the majority of people are not dealing with. Again, you never see like some normal, I don't know, just regular person come in to start saying all this. Well, I'm just, feeling all crazy now. It's always like this crazy shit. It's always some weird shit. I got to paint my face. I got to put the bull ring on my bullshit. I'm going to put cat ears on and is that a cross on their head? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just it's a sign of there's a lot going on inside, and none of that lot of stuff going on inside is stability. And again, I'm going to get into my beliefs and thoughts. So remind me, if to ask, like I said, I'm going to have the open forum, whatever's on your mind, where I believe that this originates from. I kind of mentioned the other day, but I'm dead serious about it. We'll come back to that because this shit is terrible. I don't want to look at this anymore. Get this old Robin ass nigga out of here. Uber Beats. We got a little Karen action going on. We can always use some of that.
Grab it! Fuck you! Bring your fucking stuff out! Fucking punk! Fuck you! What? I got my ass beat, you nigga! Fuck you! Grab it!
He is very unhappy. Very, very unhappy. It's very unfortunate. She's got issues too. She's in the same pot with the rest of them. Let's get all this Karen-y shit out the way, I guess.
You're playing? Are you playing? No, I'm not! Otherwise I will call the police! Oh. I'm serious! Yeah, come on.
Oh, you're serious?
Yeah, I am serious, man. I am had enough of it. I knew you were gonna take off your mask the moment I turned the corner. So enjoy BIA. That's in school suspension where you have to sit in the room with the military guy all day because you're a piece of shit. Jack at the corner.
You're playing? Are you playing?
No, I'm not. Oh. Otherwise I will call the police.
The fuck?
I'm serious.
Okay,
Yeah, come on.
Oh, you're serious?
Yeah, I am serious, man. I am had enough of it. I knew you were gonna.
This fucking bitch ass piece of shit. He's a real piece of shit, dog. What the fuck? This pussy ass. Enough of it. If the shit works, wear your shit and move on, you bitch ass bitch. This is what I'm saying. It's never the other way around. It's always it works. Do this and follow this and it'll work. And then those are the ones that get in a rage when they see somebody not doing it, right? If it works, there's no reason for you to be angry. If it works, there's no reason for you to be mad, right? There's no reason for you to go in a rage. You know why you're mad? Because you bought into some shit and you sold yourself a bad bill of goods. And now you expect everybody else to comply because you feel pretty foolish about it. You want to try to, again, like I say, this fake moral authority, whatever you want to call it. But deep down inside, you know, my friend, it is what it is, though, right? It's a shame that these people have say-so over the children. Fortunately, don't have to worry about that in this part of Texas where I'm at. So that's very unfortunate. I feel bad for that dude. And he's all through your piece of like, what kind of teacher should be allowed to call a kid a piece of shit, right? Like, period. They don't care if the kid is a piece of shit. You know, you're supposed to have some kind of restraint. You're supposed to have some type of something about you.
My mommy doesn't like Dr. Seuss. She says he's a bad guy. Yeah, well, Dr. Seuss was mean to a lot of people. Why? Well, sometimes people are mean to others without reason when they're different than them. It's not very nice, and it's not okay. Who was Dr. Seuss mean to? He was mean to people who looked different to him and people who believed different things than he did. Oh, so he was racist like Donald Trump? Yeah.
Might be the dumbest of all the TikTok videos I've ever shown you. Like I said, I really don't watch a lot of this shit before. The only thing I kind of skim through is the fights, try to, do a titty check when women are fighting just to make sure ain't no titties popping. That might be the dumbest of all the videos I've fucking watched. One, kids that young don't give a fuck about no racism. Like, they do not. Racism is a taught thing, right? Kids do not give a shit about none of that. It's if they're into that type of thing, it's something their parents have told them. It's something that has been pushed upon them at a young age. Little kids don't give no fucks about black, white, green, gray, none of that. That's a kid. I'm a kid. Let's play. That's the mentality. Now, if they've been trained to believe and start doing something else and been indoctrinated, that's that. If you got your kid concerned thinking that Donald Trump's a racist because your parents and injected him with some bullshit, right? That is the dumbest thing. Dr. Seuss is the coolest motherfucker alive. You cannot sell me Dr. Seuss slander. I won't buy it. Fuck this person. Whoever made this video. We ain't watching it once. I ain't watching it again. Fuck that. I will not take it. I'll put this one up. Speaking of that, let's do this one. Then we'll go back to that last Karen. Check it out. Very interesting, right? Nobody cheered, nobody tried to stop him. And then we mad at no comment. Y'all know how I feel about it. Now, these are the type of people you would say that people alleged voted for Trump.
English is our first language, so you need to speak English.
I'm sorry about you, man.
Well, I'm sorry about you too.
Why?
Get the out of my country.
Hey, see, do you are a U.S. citizen?
No, I think you are.
So what? You. So now it's just because what I look. Do you see that's the problem?
No,
that's
I don't
in
have.
you. That's
I don't
in
have
your
any
mind.
problem with
That's
the way.
in your mind.
I don't have any problem with the way you look. I don't have any problem with the way you look.
I'm a U.S. citizen. What is your problem?
I don't have any
What
problem.
is your problem?
Will you shut up? I don't have any problem with the way you look.
I'm sorry.
You're in America. You need to speak English.
Say what I'm doing. What do you think I'm doing?
Racist here, you're gonna leave.
Yeah, what do you
I'm
think
not
I'm doing?
racist.
Hey, no, that's racist. This man thinks carrying me. You're gonna get out of here. You're gonna talk like that to him. Don't do that here.
I'm gonna pay for what you got, okay? So can you please exit the restaurant, please?
No,
So I'm gonna pay. I'll take care of that. I'll take care of everything what you got, okay? Please. If
So
that's what you're looking.
I got raped.
Please,
I got raped by illegal aliens. I got raped by illegal aliens. You can't speak English, and you want me to be nice to you?
Do you see?
Sounds like she's got other issues other people would be mad at. Apparently, that guy is either the owner or the manager of the restaurant. And she went to a Mexican restaurant to eat food, right? And was appalled that Spanish was being spoken. I'm going to be honest. Anywhere else, I'm like, hey, come on, guy. Speak a little Inglesio. Mexican restaurant, I want to hear Spanish being spoken in the Mexican restaurant. Like, I want authentic Mexican. Like, and I know down south, some of y'all be, we got Tex-Mex. Tex-Mex is cool. Don't get me wrong. You know, it's cool. But I like authentic. When I go to the Mexican restaurant, I need a translator for my menu, right? I want Spanish first and then the English translation on the bottom of the menu. I want to be the only nigga in the Mexican restaurant when I go. You understand me? If it's more then two other niggas in the, I don't want to, I'm leaving. I'm not going to this Mexican restaurant. I got to be the only nigga there. You know what I'm saying? Then that's how I know it's authentic Mexicano, right? This other shit, you know what I'm saying? So, shame on that lady. And it's unfortunate she got raped by illegal aliens. I don't think that's the guy that did it. You gotta learn how to compartmentalize those type of situations. She obviously was definitely under El Influencio. I'm saving violence for last. Let's get rid of these last two wokey wokes.
My name is Dr. Eric Cervini. I have a PhD in queer history. And
what the fuck is a PhD in queer history? When did that become a thing? Like, it has to be like the easiest of all the histories, right? Like, to get a degree in, there can't be that much of it going on. Like, what is that? What does that mean? A sexuality history? What is queer? Like, I still haven't gotten a straight up definition. That's a weird face for me. I still have not received a straight up definition of what queer means. It's just like a letter thrown onto the rest of it. Like, I know all the other alphabets. What does queer mean? So how does it have a history? Like, a lot of queers don't even know what queer means. Like, we've seen these people on all these videos we show every time. And one, queer is like the least acknowledged. And then you talk about gender queers and all this, and then it's like, oh, well, we're not queer enough. And that, like, what does it mean? And how does it have a history? And how do you get a PhD in it? Like, I thought it took years to acquire a PhD. Queer history can't have been around that long. Like, have I been missing it? Have I been out of school that long that they just went and added this? From what school do you have this degree, sir? Anyway, I gotta start watching these videos before I fucking. Anyway.
I wanted to tell y'all about a third gender identity in Mexico called
identity, keyword,
Mushe.
Queer glossary.
Mushe.
In the 70s, they did a study in southern Mexico and found that 6% of one indigenous village identified as third gender, or Mushe. There are a few different explanations for why Mushe are so common in the area. According to one Zapotecan myth, the patron saint San Vicente was given 3 sacks, one with women, one with men, and the other with Mushe. His plan was to distribute them equally around the world. But when he got to the Juchitán region of southern Mexico, the sack containing Mushe ripped open and spilled out. Mushe are highly respected in their communities and play a really important role in preserving their culture. In the 1970s, a group of friends founded the first known Mushe group, Las Intrépidas. They host a festival each year called La Vela de las Intrépidas, where they crown one Mushe a queen. The festival is so popular, it's become a major tourist attraction. Some even call the Juchitán region of southern Mexico a queer paradise. It's a great reminder of how beautiful life can be outside the constraints of the gender binary.
What is beautiful? Who finds it beautiful? Beautiful is a definite opinion. I think motherfuckers within the binary just got some issues, right? So anyway, I got this. Whatever.
The reason these Trumpers keep cheering on the Taliban is because they're terrorists. They're all working for Putin. So we need to turn this around. And if you're not in California, you can do a lot to help by sharing this video, making videos of your own, letting everyone know. You got to vote no on this recall. We got 11 days to make this happen. And again, talk to the trolls in the comments. You'll determine real quick. They're either racist Americans, racist Republican Trumpers in America, or they're foreign trolls, and they're Nazis. They're all Nazis.
Whoa. Did he give racist 2 fingers? Let's go back.
Everyone know. You got to vote no on this recall. We got 11 days to make this happen. And again, talk to the trolls in the comments. You'll determine real quick. They're either racist Americans, racist Republican Trumpers in America, or they're foreign trolls, and they're Nazis. They're all Nazis.
You had 2 points. You trying to get 3.
Any slack?
You don't get any slack.
It's almost an insult to Nazis.
It's an insult to me that you skipped a finger.
Kept it alive. So yeah, they're going to end up in camps. They'll have water in the showers, but they'll end up in camps. They've told me that they won't have water in the showers for the camps they want to put us in. They're Nazis, okay? We'll have water in the showers, but they'll end up in re-education camps for life or until they convert from Trumpism back to America. Now, all Trumpers' American cards revoked. Let them know. Their American cards are revoked. They're not American anymore. And we might as well pursue actual conditions for that so we don't have to deal with their votes either. They're going to try to stop us from voting. We can stop them from voting because they actually don't deserve it because they betrayed America for Trump and Putin and the Trump virus genocide. We got to stop them. Vote no. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for making videos. Using these Trump.
Imagine taking anything that this guy says serious in any form or fashion. Gentleman's very frail looking. And that's the thing that bothers me the most, the ones who talk like all tough and crazy. And they're real like frail looking. And you know, like if you breathe on them, they probably like fold up. And this guy has on, what is it, like a Zelda shirt or something? Is that the Triforce? That tells you enough. This weird elf hat thing going on that doesn't match anything. Strong Grand, appreciate the love. I don't remember seeing Larry Elder as a white man. It's amazing the levels of deflection people have gone to defend. Yeah, and that's if you're in California, make video like Larry Elder is the black face of white supremacy. He's a black man, right? And this is the thing, is like, because I have no points, I gotta holler racism and I gotta say the N word, and I'm not talking about niggas because you know I love saying niggas. To make people feel like as though there's bad association, bad triggers with those words. I gotta, you know, California better get right. Like, we've seen who are stealing the votes and who those things are favoring, right? Like, we see who it's favoring. You see all the videos, and I've not seen videos of quote unquote Trumpers blocking vote because that in Texas, because they're making it to where you have to have an ID for mail-in voting. That's stopping people. Like, I see niggas saying the craziest shit. And this is why I say y'all gonna start to see. I've been trying to be relatively appropriate, but it's gonna get to the point where I cannot hold back anymore on these topics. So like I said, I've already got a week's worth of topics. Like, I have the topics starting tomorrow all the way up until next Sunday, skipping Saturday, of course. Which is funny because I made today's topic kind of almost last. But then the reason why I'm doing this is because, like I said, it's going to be a new energy around the den. And like I said, I have to kind of be cautious with certain things that I say, because the more adamant I want to get about things, the more careful I have to be, because I know, you know, where we are. But like I say, consistently more short stuff is coming, more recorded stuff is coming, because these type of things I've been letting slide. I'm tired of it. I'm going to enjoy Labor Day. We're going to have a good stream tomorrow, and then it's just going to be just going in. Why didn't it start at night? I don't know. We might extend it the other night. We'll see. Oh, it's 5 minutes. I got to make sure somebody goes to bed. But like I said, these weak motherfuckers like this, like, imagine these people being in charge of anything, right? What man in here respects a dude that looks like this? If he came in here and told you, no, don't, you better not, or you'd laugh in his fucking face. You might spit in his face like that chick earlier did. Like, nobody's concerned with these type of people. Look, we're going to put them in the camps, and they're not going to have one of the camps. They told me they put us in, they're not going to have. Like, nobody said that. You're making shit up in your head, in your mind. This motherfucker probably has like nightmares about Trump in his sleep, and just makes shit up. Like, makes up crazy things. Look at him. This motherfucker's just as unstable as all the rest of them. Like, look what you're wearing. Like, I can only imagine what's at the end of that necklace that he's wearing. Like, what does it say? It's probably got some kind of crazy, weird. It's probably got some type of association to some type of video game. Anyway. Got all the wokeness out the way. We got violence. And then I got some other little quick things I need to show you.
Turn that bright ass light off, man. Why are you bothering people?
Hey, I wanted to thank you for the information you gave us the other day.
I ain't give you shit.
I'm sorry, dude. I didn't know that.
No, that was actually pretty fucking funny. That was hilarious. That was funny as a motherfucker. That's the way you get back at motherfuckers. Get to fucking with you. That's fucking hilarious, because now you know niggas gonna be on his ass I'm not respecting the chat tonight. I'm just because when I get in the chat, I get distracted. I promise I'm gonna be all in the chat. Ken and HB, Betty Spaghetti, what's the motherfucking deal? Oh, I was talking about the old buddy bowing down, the bowing down money video. I figured that would be more of a cringy video. It's all an illusion. What's the motherfucking deal? I'm gonna play it again at the end since we seem to have some more fellas in here and see the thoughts of for those who may have missed it. That wasn't violence. This is violence, and this is the most egregious violence that I've ever shown in the den, and you'll understand why once this video starts. It's the worst video I've played in the den since we've been doing the video thing.
Disrespect my son, nigga. Disrespect my son, nigga. What you wanna do? Fuck is you talking about? You ain't on shit, nigga. You ain't on shit, nigga. He got that shit, nigga. I'm gonna chop your ass in half. Fuck you talking about? European style, bitch. Fuck is wrong with you, nigga? Come on, run up.
Hey, crunch his ass.
Run up. You got a weapon, G. Run up. What you wanna do? You want on shit from jump. You want on shit? Get back. You get too close. You get too close. Damn. Oh, shit.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Tim really like that.
Yeah.
You get too close. Oh, my God. Get too close. Hey. Bitch, you get too close. Bitch, you get too close. Good job. Kill your ass. Get the fuck off me, bitch. You get too close. Oh, put them bitches down. Put them bitches down.
Ooh, we go. Damn. Damn.
Help you with the...
Damn.
What? Help you what? Huh? What, bitch? Come my fucking head.
Damn.
Go back on them fucking.
Huh? Fuck on. Now you wanna fight? Fuck on. Bet it up.
Agree, it's all an illusion. This is gonna be a sad state of affairs.
Start it back up, Tim. What the fuck?
Start it up.
Start it back up, Tim.
Start it up.
Oh, the violence.
Start it up.
Oh, no.
What the fuck is happening? That's your dread? Tim, get in there, Tim.
Tim, get up in there, folks. Damn, get in there, Tim. Get in there, Tim. Tim, rush his ass. Y'all spitting on each
come
other?
on,
Oh,
bro.
my God. Hey, somebody got to go down now, folks. Damn, he's steady swinging. Damn, he's dragging the bass dreads. He got some more. He got more.
Gee, that's more dread.
Tim, you gotta cut that shit now.
Disrespect my son, nigga. Disrespect my son, nigga. What you wanna do? Fuck is you talking about? Bitch, you ain't on shit, nigga. You ain't on shit, nigga. He got that shit, nigga. I'm gonna chop your ass in half. Fuck you talking about? European style, bitch. Fuck is wrong with you, nigga? Come on.
Hey, watch this shit. It's too much violence. It's too much violence. Neither one of these niggas. These niggas out here pulling hair like hoes and shit. Dog. Terrible. It's a terrible situation. This is real live violence. Nobody deserves this. The hair was just being hair, and it got violated. One more time for the fellas who missed it, for the ladies who may have missed it. I need y'all's thoughts on this particular video right here. It was tough for me.
Count it. Louder.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What do you say?
Thank you, guys.
Like his. Count it.
1, 2,
Louder.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What do you say?
Thank you, guys.
Like his. Count it.
That's all I got. I watched it too many times. Is this where we're at? Is this where we are? Is this where we've gotten to? But I appreciate the love. It's all illusions. Appreciate the love, Dan the man. All right, so let's talk about it, right? So before we dive in, give me just one quick second. I got to, examine something. It'll give me literally like 33 seconds. And while I check this, just a second. Damn it. Can't believe it. All right, so here is the deal. So I told y'all it's kind of like this is not a reset button, but this is just moving forward. You know, we're going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to be much more organized. We're going to be more on track with stuff and staying a little bit more on situation. And like I said, just got to be a better host of these things. So tonight I want to clarify any misunderstandings that may be there, any questions you may have. It's almost like I said, like an AMA. I don't know. I don't want to call it that. It's really, really weird. But let's talk about it, right? So if you have questions, you say, Honcho, well, why do you say the things you say? I saw Mr. Black Eighth Element having some statements earlier, and I said I was going to come back to a comment that was made. Some of these woke videos I talk about. I was like, why do you do these things? You know, when I speak on issues, especially about like the Black community, right? Because here's the thing, if you keep sweeping certain stuff under the rug, which a lot of us like to do. Remember, I know if you Black, you've heard people say, oh, don't say that in front of white people. You've heard this being said by somebody, usually somebody older in your family. As if they don't know, right? Black folks are more in tune with niggas got going on than niggas are. And so I think that it's necessary to call out these things, to speak on these things, because there's a lot of these things that are detrimental to Black folks as a people. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say as a culture, because when we start talking about Black culture, what does that really mean? That's a whole different conversation. It's many perspective conversation, because some believe this, some believe something different, right? I don't think that the American Black has a real culture in terms of, if we're talking about compared to other groups, right? And that's, like I said, a conversation for another day. It'll come up soon. So that's why I speak on the things that we do, or the things that we see, you know, these various videos, the things that, you know, Black women do. It has nothing to do with self-hate. People call it self-hate when you address issues, when you talk about accountability, when you know, don't try to find an exit door for every conversation and blame it on white people. Because you don't get better without self-analysis. And as a group, as a whole, we need a lot of self-analysis. And then there's a lot of us we need to stop associating with. But again, you just got to look at how, I won't call it a foundation, but how we've structured ourselves, especially within America, and why we're having the problems that we're having. And so that's why I talk about these things. And I'm not the only person in the world talking about this, but I think I just have a different view from my own personal experiences. My, you know, beliefs have changed from thinking like one side, going through certain things in life, and then, you know, looking at it from a different perspective and understanding why those things have changed. And usually when we get into these conversations, there's not much dispute, you know, if any at all. There may be some slight disagreement on how certain things should go about, but the only dispute you generally tend to get is some type of emotional reaction. But when we talk logically, it doesn't. So that's why I talk about things in that manner the way I do. Some of this woke ass weird shit that we get into, or why I speak on these things. Because one, we as black folks like to align ourselves with these groups. And I don't know, not all of us are black in ears, but you know what I'm saying. But I speak on this because what I think initially happens a lot, and let me go back a little bit. I think with my appearance, right? So with the dreadlocks, you know, just the cap, whatever, you know, just kind of more, I guess, casual, relaxed, whatever you want to call it. It attracts a certain type of person, right? And the person who it generally attracts may not be expecting the things that I say to be said. And so some people stick around and then try to inquire why, and others may like certain things and not like other things. And, you know, some of y'all have seen the development in my thought process, even from, you know, as recently as the Kush Den into the Den. Or just maybe the topics. Maybe I just like the ratchetness of the chat, whatever it may be, because I'm a firm believer in certain things that maybe other people may not be so much into. But ultimately, my point, I guess, my purpose is to get people to think differently. That the old belief that only a certain looking person, a certain dressing person thinks a certain way, when it's not true. And then you got so many people nowadays who are afraid to speak honestly about how they feel about things outside of race. And that's not just the racial aspect of it, but everything. And I think that that is a problem. Like, I'm a firm believer that you should have free speech. You should be able to speak freely as long as you're not inciting violence or threatening people or doing anything like that. And maybe a little bit of violence is okay, because violence sometimes can expedite situations. But I know certain platforms don't think that that's okay. And then I learn a lot, right? And I learn from y'all. Say, keep up the good work. Appreciate the love, Jeremiah. You know, it's all right. Heidi's just mad. She's married now. Can't get the BBC. Just hate. But all jokes aside, right? Like, and so again, and then maybe just the I don't know what it is, but my goal is to just get people to be comfortable in their own views. I don't ask people to agree with me on anything, but I think people should have an understanding as to why they believe the things that they believe in, you know, to have a foundation in their beliefs. And I think that's very important. But like I say, with these wokey wokes and a lot of these weird individuals, like I said, they lump themselves into this group and they try to bring the Negroes into that group. And I think that black folks should be standing alone in their own problems and not looking for some other third party to resolve that. Because if you do that, which is what's been going on for a long time, especially with the government, that you're never going to find any kind of solid foundation. And the way things are going, it'll never happen. What do they say by 2053, something like that? The black net worth will basically be zero. I see it. I believe it. I believe it's going to happen because the way that you keep expecting, waiting like there's government handouts or reparations or whatever you think is going to happen. You've seen what people truly believe about that. Even the people who say, "Oh, I got something for you. I got this. You vote for me. I got something for you. I can't tell you what it is." That's like, and it kills me because niggas still be believing this shit. Like, niggas believe in everything but education and self-sufficiency. And it's like, they expect the government that they'll sit on one hand and say it's crooked and foul and terrible. But then when it comes time to vote, they'll blame it all on one side, blindly vote for the other side that has given them nothing when they've had ample opportunity to do all the things they said they were going to do. Never done it, but yet they keep doing it, right? And so part of this too is like, I'm not trying to necessarily just save black folks. I'm trying to save certain individuals. The niggas as a whole are washed. It's like the ship is sinking, right? It's I guess the Titanic or whatever. Can't say the whole fucking ship. Like, this motherfucker going down, right? But hey, if I can help a couple of motherfuckers get on a raft, and them couple of motherfuckers may be able to help a couple other motherfuckers, hey, I did the best that I can do, right? So it is what it is. Black women be zero. It's $53 right now. Macaroni. He's winning vacations at work. It's rigged. He's rigging, so he's stealing all the other votes. Let me see. What's going on? Tell me what's going on. But Black, okay, I got a question. Again, and like I said, it's kind of like an AMA. If you got something you want to ask, something you've been concerned with that, I speak on or say, or you maybe want some clarity on or whatever, this is the time to do it, right? Because from this point forward, after this stream, I'm just going to say the things that I say. If people coming in, well, what do you mean? I'm not going to answer that shit. I'm not going to clarify. I'm not going to add any more, not alls. I'm not going to do anything. It's going to be, what's the word I want to use? It's just going to be pure den rhetoric. And those who know will understand. Those who don't know, they just either going to get with the program or they're just not going to like it, right? Because at this point, like, if you're going to sit here and if you think everybody is the same, well, that's a you issue. If you think when somebody said, if I say black females, you taking offense to it because, I'm talking about weave is terrible and it's dirty and disgusting and you wear weave and you mad about it. But if your shit is clean and you get it and you know it's good and you like it, you shouldn't really give a damn. Like, that should be the part of what I say that you ignore, right? But you should also keep a bit of an open mind as to why I'm saying that instead of getting mad, instead of getting upset. Appreciate that, Betty Spaghetti. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, right? Like, why do I say that? So, like the weave thing. On that, I'll give you that. Roger comes in, he's a weave supporter. Right? He's a pro weave, right? If this was like an abortion conversation, there's pro choice and pro weave and all other stuff. I'm pro life, which is no weave, all natural, right? Because I think that there is an impact on the psychology of a woman who feels like she needs to wear a different texture of hair to feel attractive. Something that she could never, ever, ever create naturally. She has to go through a process, either a chemical process to make it happen or attach, the dead hair of someone else that will not grow. Unless you add more extensions to it or more, weave to it, will not grow. It is what it is. To feel better than you feel with what comes out of you naturally. There is a psychological issue there. Talk to dozens of women, right? And when I see a woman who's natural, I talk to her about it. They will sit there and say that there is a psychological, there is a mental barrier to crossing over and not wearing weave anymore, not putting perms in their hair anymore. But the funny thing about it is because the conversation with niggas is always, this white people don't like black hair and this, and this. It's absolutely not true. It's absolutely not true. Because when you talk to these women, you ask, well, who gives you the most issue about it? It's other black women. Black men, and a percentage in it too, but they say it's other black women more than anything. And I wonder is this what black women truly believe? Or are they conditioned like the monkeys in the experiment? The whole story about the monkeys were put in a cage, and then when you climbed up the hole to try to grab the banana at the top, the whole floor of the cage got shocked, and eventually the monkey stopped climbing, and they switch it out, and a new one would come in, and they would beat him up every time he tried to climb because they didn't want to get shocked, even though they may have stopped shocking the floor or whatever else it is. And so you wonder, has it been beaten into their mind so long that the straight hair is what it is, or that that's what men want, or things like that, that they become the attackers of themselves, right? They're the ones calling it ugly nappy or whatever it is, right? Because like I said, I was at open house the other day at the little school. I mean, and this is probably before then too. She tells them little things like, they put that shit in the kid's head. 6, 7, 8 years old. So who is doing the psychological damage? Who are you telling that your hair is not good enough at 6, 7, 8 years old? At the teenager, when you're, coming into yourself, trying to understand yourself, right? And your mother, who you look up to, supposed to be your first teacher or whatever, is telling you the shit that grows out your head ain't good enough. Whose fault is that? It has nothing to do with white people, right? And so I think that then the billions upon billions upon billions of dollars that leave the black communities or black businesses or whatever that go out into Asian communities, Indian community, whatever, Middle Eastern community, whatever, where they get it, the Brazilian yaki. And that's money that could be used for 1,000 other things. But instead, and that's money that is immediately left out of the community. Same thing with niggas and Jordans and all that other stuff. And so there's no sustenance in it. And so, like I said, the psychology and the economic perspective of it are both detrimental to Black Americans, right? So that's why I have a problem with it. When I see it, again, the longer the hair I see, the more of a psychological problem I see. The longer the fake hair, the longer the weave, the brighter the weave, the more outrageous the color. I don't see anything attractive about it. I see psychological issues, right? And then again, like they always say, oh, the white women, they get extensions. Yeah, they get extensions of their hair. They not they're not covering their shit up, putting a plastic cap or whatever over their shit, and then putting a Marley weave in there, coming out this motherfucker looking like Rick James or somebody. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing that. They're putting in extensions of what looks like their hair to make it look fuller or whatever it may be, right? Yes, is it other people's hair? Absolutely. But at least it looks like theirs. So that psychological aspect isn't there, right? It's not the same because, again, you know, it's something that's there. So they feel like, oh, well, it's just like mine, but I just want my hair to look a little fuller. Not, I want to make it look like something completely different than what I possess. That's the mental problem, right? That's the mental issue that they have. You know what I'm saying? Men don't like this stuff. So the hat is not a male weave, though. No, absolutely not. Hey, Roscoe, what's the motherfucking deal? Beans and rice and Milo Brass solar power generator. Look up how to freeze vegetables and do it. Look up herb and get at them. Hey. I'm not saying nothing for a couple of months until everything's free and clear. The fake lips and that, man, all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. You're telling me that a woman who, again, and then now the eyelashes and the ass and all these other things are in the other communities too. So I think women as a whole, especially in America, we talked about desire the other day. Women don't know what to do once they get past that point of desirability. Once their desirability starts to decline, and it's a natural thing, like it's more so now because of how superficial the society we live in is. It almost starts to become a mental problem. Like they start to lose it. Like you see old grown ass women, these fake ass eyelashes, these crazy looking ass weave. They'll do everything but take care of their bodies. They'll put everything. They'll attach shit to it. They'll put shit in it. They'll go get the Mexican butt lifts. They'll go do all this other shit, but actually take care of themselves, right? And that's the problem. And they'll put more attention on all this other shit than, like I talked about the other day. There was a point where grandmas were grandmas. Like there's a point where you're supposed to get to, all right, and have my kids, or if I'm married, or whatever it may be, where you transition in your behavior to being the person that's trying to pass on information and raise the next generation. Well, now you got grown ass old women trying to compete with that generation because they don't want to ever lose it. You know what I'm saying? They want to remain desired. And then that's also part of the thing that's come in with so much single motherhood. But that's a conversation we're going to be having later this week, so I'm not going to dive into that. We're going to have some good conversations this week. We're going to have some very good conversations this week. How did I know anything about black people? So nobody is, you know what I'm saying? Okay, but my deal is, why don't people on Wall Street have cornrows? Black eighth element. Why do you think that is? Do you think it's because it's banned and the companies don't want it? Or do you think that people who generally may wear cornrows don't put themselves in a position to be on Wall Street? Motorcycle eyebrow. Man, look. Hey. It is what it is. in the fake lashes that look like they're gonna fly away and shit. They say women want you to trust me, they don't trust their own face. Wait, look, that's what I'm saying. Again, like I said, so that's kind of my spiel on that. It's like you wake up every day, and even with the hat, the reason why I wear a hat so much is because I never wear a hat anywhere else. Only wear hats on the stream. Just when people come in and say, "Hey, what's this guy's name?" Point to my hat, right? And plus, that shit looking rough right now. I'm not gonna lie. Well, this is the thing. What do I believe? I'm telling you about the different segments. So you have the point is you're supposed to ask if you have questions about a certain situation or whatever it may be. Appreciate the super chat love. To what it may be. When it comes to the gender issues, I only believe that there are two genders. Okay. I may catch hate. This is my beliefs. I'm entitled to this. I only believe that there are two. I think there's only man and woman. I think there's only two sexes. I only believe that. Like, I feel like, and this is what I was saying earlier about I truly do believe that the American diet has something to play into the increasing numbers of people who feel this way, right? I talk about all the chemicals. I talk about all the processed, like we eat all these ultra processed foods and they're feeding it to the kids younger and younger and younger. You know what I mean? What do they say? Obesity in children has risen like 30 something percent over the last 4 or 5 years. And I believe it. I mean, because it's risen as a country over the last, it was early 90s, 20, maybe 30 some percent overweight people, obesity, a little bit in that area. Now it's like 35% obese. Then everybody like 70% overweight. Like the numbers are crazy. It's crazy. And I'm in that camp too. Like I'm not going to sit here and just say, see, I got fat privilege so I can talk about fat people, right? That's why I keep, a little fat on me so I can talk about, I can crack fat jokes. If I get too skinny, then I'm going to press it. But the thing about it is, hey, you say people want to be where the money is, so you do. You say if you don't watch your attitude. That's not true. Because it's not even about that. Like, it's a lot of people. It's a nigga who's locked up in prison who is a very successful stock trader. There's a lot of niggas like, you don't necessarily have to be, if you want to work for those firms, then yeah, there's going to be a code and a standard or whatever it may be. But I guarantee the majority of those people who want to be in that arena don't do those things. Niggas don't want to niggas don't go into fields where math, niggas graduate with degrees in education, English, something maybe like that at best, but they don't go into fields of science fields. They don't go into math fields. They don't go into technology fields. So and this is black men and women. Those are the fields where white men, Asians go, white women not so much either. A lot more white women go into educational fields and things like that. So people sit there and oh, well, I got just as much of an education, or I've been in school just as long. It doesn't mean, again, if you've been studying the primary techniques of motherfucking tree bark growth or some shit versus, some type of higher level math and, again, artificial intelligence and machine learning or something like that, yeah, you could be in school the same amount of time, but the education you're getting is going to be significantly different. Like, there are nuances to this thing, and we can't always overgeneralize. And that's what happens a lot. We don't really look at these, oh, well, it's because of this. Okay, but if that's the case, why hadn't there been a gentleman who said, you know what, I want to keep my cornrows and my this, that, and the third. And here's my deal too. And this is what I'm saying. Generally, if a black man's wearing cornrows, this is a relatively new thing. We say the 90s maybe. I keep saying 90s is like 30 fucking years ago. But anyway, I guarantee there's a particular culture or environment that he was raised up in, or that, type of music that he listens to, which is also, if it's going to influence his behavior to want to get cornrows, he's probably paying more attention to a certain group of either athlete, rapper, something like that. And I guarantee his primary interests aren't going into one of these fields or ending up on Wall Street. Because if you listen to a lot of rappers, they telling you the streets is the only way, selling dope is the only way, that's the only way you're going to make it. That's what they're listening to and believing because it's repeated. If they're listening to watching a bunch of athletes who do this, then they probably trying to gamble it all on some type of athletic something, or that I'm gonna go to college playing ball, I'm gonna go to the league, I'm gonna go, and they don't have success in those other fields, right? And the gentleman who may not be doing those things realize, okay, hey, this is what I've been focused on all this time. These are, difficult fields of study to be in, and my attention needs to be on this. They're not paying as much attention to these other things. Like there's trade-offs in everything, right? There's trade-offs in everything. See, look, I've been trying to, let me whoop this nigga trail real quick. What's going on? So again, yeah, the brains is coming back. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't trust a nigga wearing cornrows in the 2020s, and that nigga wear cornrows. That nigga either just out of jail or he got some other shit going on. Like I can't trust a nigga wearing braids. Nigga got the Iverson braids right now. This nigga is I don't know, right? Professor Trill cheated. So that's my deal. Like I say, and it's not to hate on anything or anybody or any group, but there's studies behind all this stuff. But then when the study doesn't say the thing that you like, then it becomes, and I'm not saying you specifically, I'm not saying anybody specifically, but groups. We can talk about the group of blacks specifically. Look at the blacks. No, but black people specifically, then it becomes, it's the white man stats. But if it's something you like, yeah, we love this. When it was women are the most educated, when it was put in that context, even though that's not the true context, the most enrolled, that's different, right? Compared to actually the most educated. But you can make it sound really good, really, and that's the thing. And then they love that. That's a white man statistic. But then when you say black women are the most overweight and obese, who made that? You making stuff up. I just showed y'all a video earlier with all women fighting. The majority of women in that video were obese. The majority of the videos I show y'all, there's rampant obesity, rampant overweight, young women, right? Old women, you see it. And it's like, I'm not saying this stuff to point, look at these fat ass bitches, not to make fun. I don't get nothing. I don't get an award for saying, look at these fat ass bitches. Like, I don't get anything about it. I point it out because this is what's going on, right? And it's not all thick, and people say, when they say thick, it's over. Well, one, y'all done got so loose with the term thick that this shit don't mean nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got the thick is bad now, right? It's thick, slim thick, all this other weird shit. Like, it's terrible, right? It's just gotten out of control. And then, again, it says something about this country's all about making somebody conform. Well, in anything, in any line of success, any country, anything, there is conformity. It's not just an American thing. Over there in many African countries, the motherfuckers outside the line, the motherfuckers got limp wrists. What they doing? They burning them motherfuckers alive. They kill them. They locking them up, putting them in jail. It's illegal. They burn them in the streets. That's a form of conformity. You know what I mean? You gonna fall in line. It's like anywhere you go, the problem is, especially with black Americans being black Americans, is that we only look at our situation and we perceive it to be the worst of all time because it's the most recent form of the atrocities that took place. But that has to tell you something. Why is that really the most recent? And you say, well, in some parts of Africa, yeah, there's still slavery. We're not caring about that. But why is it the last of what we would consider modern day slavery? One, several hundred years ago, and no, it didn't go over the smoothest. There's still issues. There's still a lot of ignorance on everybody's behalf, and we can get into that on multiple levels. But I think, there's explanations for that. But the reason why is because people realize this shit is so bad, we don't need to do this anymore. We don't. This is where the buck stops here. when it was a slave trade and all the countries were participating in it, once America said, all right, it's time to eradicate this shit, we're done with the shit diminished majorly across the entire world. Like, the shit stopped, except for certain parts where it's still going on in Africa, certain smaller areas where they are still selling people, period, right? Why is that? Why is that? It had been going on for centuries. Been going on for centuries, way back when, back in Egypt, when we like to talk about, we was kings of Egypt and all these other things. It was going on back then, up until relatively recently. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things we got to look at, but you got to look at these things minus any emotional attachment. You got to look at these things minus any, bias. Hold on. But the thing is, a lot of folks don't hear people say this, and they're so used to hearing other people say a different thing, that when somebody says something like this, or something that isn't, the usual message, people tend to turn on that person who's saying that and saying, oh, you crazy, you tripping, you this, you that, instead of saying, well, why is this person saying that? Why would this person say that? So there has to be something behind it, right? And especially if you can provide proof, if you can provide sources, as opposed to the other stuff. Oh, I guess I should do that, right? I should do that, huh? Open the line. The line is open for everybody but Trill. Bro, what are you talking about? Like, I don't have to fight for my life daily. Like, I don't understand that. And if you would, I'm open up the line. The line is open. I know Trill said he's gonna call or something. I would love to have a discussion about it. I would love to talk about it, because that's a message I hear all the time. But if you really look at the numbers, and you can go and look at the numbers, like that doesn't measure up. That doesn't add up. Make sure I got the song. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
It's Dan, bro.
Dan, the motherfucking man with the plan. How you doing this evening, Dan?
I'm chilling, man. I got some homework done. I'm going to the gym tomorrow. They close early because it's Labor Day. I ain't doing shit for Labor Day. I don't celebrate holidays anymore. I really don't give a fuck about none of them. Up to and including my birthday. I don't give a shit. Okay. Just another etch in the coffin, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the game, bro. But that's just my real shit. What's up, John? What's up, Trill? What's up, Heidi? Spaghetti Betty, all that shit, I'm chilling, bro. First off, I'd like to thank you, Honcho, for hosting the show. I appreciate you. You've allowed me to say a lot of stuff I've like to say. But I've tried to say this in smaller bits over the years, and I've lost a lot of friends over that. Mm-hmm. And most of them have been black, of course.
Of course.
Of course. Jehovah's Witnesses? No, I'm good. I'm not one of the 100,000. I ain't worried about that shit. So you can hold on, bro. Just sit your ass down. Hold on. I'm just saying what's up to Honcho. For anyone that wonders why Honcho says the stuff he says, I think me and him are of a similar mindset, and a few other ones have called into the den. Well, I know myself. 1,000, 100. Oh Lord, religion. But so for years I was kind of like on that whole. I guess you could say I was getting woke, especially in college right before I joined the military. But what happens is around 2012, I started paying attention to some of the media. And there's this video I saw. It was like this 10, 11-year-old white kid, little white boy. And he made this poem about his white privilege. And I remember seeing this, and this is when it really first clicked into me. Like, there's something going on in this country, because I saw him making this poem basically hating on himself and stuff like that. It's like a 10, 11-year-old kid. But they're usually in a room full of people, and they're all cheering him on. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, make your white privilege. I'm saying, who's teaching this kid to hate himself? I don't give a fuck what race, gender the child is. You don't teach kids to hate themselves. Yo, he was really young, Trill. I'm going to find that fucking video. Yeah, I swear to Christ.
I think
or maybe he's 11 or 12.
No, I think I know what you're talking about, bro. Like, that's because I'm sitting there thinking about what you're saying around that time frame. And I might have been of the same mind. It might have took me a couple more years to kind of wake up from it, but I think I do remember that. And he did he get like an award or something like for
Probably.
the pump something crazy
Probably.
with it. Like it was something crazy.
Yeah, it's insane, bro. But there's an entire room full of people cheering him on. Golf clap everywhere. I was like, there's something going on here. And more. This is during the term of the first biracial president. I don't call him the first black president. How can you have the first black president come from a white woman? And I don't believe in that one drop rule bullshit either. But that's a totally different story. That's just how I feel about that. The first black president was Bill Clinton. That's just what it is. You know. Anyway, so I remember seeing that. Then I started paying more attention to like a lot of the rhetoric, and then other stuff that popped up. A lot of the issues with the whole Trayvon Martin thing. Trill, I'm telling you, Trill, they get these kids early. That's why you're getting all these communist ass for teachers getting kicked out of middle school and high school, probably elementary school too. Well, they're kicking some out. These are just the ones they caught. There's more of them doing all that rhetoric, teaching them about white privilege, which, and my thing about white privilege is, let's say it exists. Sure, I'm sure it exists in some aspects. Now, is it indicative of the whole country, or is it just this organization? And that's what Thomas Sowell was saying. Thomas Sowell was saying that when you do the research on these things, you realize that some of these disparities, like the whole gender gap thing, if anything, it's actually opposite. Women have more opportunities to education and get higher paying jobs. And if you just don't count things such as maternity leave and things of that nature, different story. He said, like, you can say it exists, sure, but let's do some research into what these statistics are. And those damn statistics, you know, it shoots down some of these theories, such as the most educated woman, black woman, they're just the most enrolled in college. Are they the most with student loan debt? How much is the student loan debt? How shitty are these degrees they're getting in fashion design, African American studies?
Did you just see the one to do what he say? A study in PhD in queer history. Like, how is that even a thing? That's what I'm saying. And then I think another to tap into what you said about soul. And what's funny is a lot of these issues that you see that people start preaching rights and stuff for, ever since this and that, things have gotten better. Those things were already trending in the right direction before people start signing on and trying to make it an issue. You know what I mean? Like with women, like you were talking about women and job and the wage gap. Women were starting to do a lot better before people started making an issue, before these women's rights movements and all these other things. Women were getting paid higher and higher wages, and it was trending upward on its own. But people signed on to it and then started taking credit for it, even though it was naturally occurring.
Yeah, Betty, John, yeah, man, Thomas Sowell. Look, the day he dies, I'm gonna post some shit on my Facebook that'll get people mad. Either they haven't heard of him or they think he's a self-hater and a coon and Uncle Tom House nigger, such as I've been called for years. This is even before I had my current stance on things. And I was saying things between me and you. It's like we question some of the issues in our community, and with the whole Trayvon Martin thing. I'm sorry that kid got killed, but didn't he put his hands on that man?
Something like that. Now, like I say, with the something now, and even with that whole situation, like I say, like the Trayvon, from what I heard, and again, I never deep dived into it, right? Now, if he was the initiator of the aggression, then that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? But from, again, and this is when I was listening to niggas back then. So I never went back to go check into it, but it was always Skittles and tea, and basically they made it seem like that George, what was it? Not George Floyd, George Zimmerman jumped out and bum rushed him. Now, if you just a neighborhood watch, you're not a real cop. You got boundaries, and I'm a firm believer in personal space and all these other things. But like I say, depending on who initiated what, it is what it is. But like I said, we'll have to. I'll have to really go back and look, because I hadn't even really thought about going back and looking into the details aside from what I initially heard.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. So George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, all these people that they put on shirts, and BLM. The BLM started right around then. And you notice the one thing I keep hearing from the families of these people who were killed, that BLM fucked them over. Yeah, you've been hearing the same stuff. Mike Brown, I've been hearing that. So where did this money, these millions and millions of dollars that were donated to BLM, where did this money go to? Did it build any black only schools? Any black scholarships? What else? I'm not saying race profiling doesn't exist. I'm saying I know why it happens, because a lot of these black communities are fucking hellholes. Baltimore, Memphis, Philadelphia, Cleveland. I mean, we know what the black mall is. It's the mall where you got a bunch of fools running around. There's shootings every 2 months. There's one up near where I live at, Military Circle Mall. There's a lot of crime and violence in our communities compared to more than other communities. So yeah, I don't blame them for racial profiling. I don't have any guns on me. I'm gonna get one soon, legally registered one. So I have no problem with it being racial profiling. That's cool. Handle that in the court. Handle that shit in the court. Don't try to hold court in the street because you're gonna lose. If you end up killing the cop, they ain't gonna find your ass, and you're gonna lose again. Because a lot of these shits I see, like they're extreme disrespectful to the cops. Cops disrespectful to you, okay, that's fine. But if you immediately jump out the car and shit like that, that's not smart, man. Yeah. So I'm sure racial profiling exists, and I know why it exists. Because some of these fools out here will draw down on cops just to prove a point, or if they got 2 felonies, then they got some warrants, then going back to jail. So yeah, I understand why certain communities are. Some people think this guy's come out here. I mean, what would you expect with some of the shit we've seen, the violence in these communities? What do you expect? Should they assume? No, but it's safer. It's safer. So I mean, that's my issue about racial profiling. I'm sure it exists, and sometimes they're right. Sometimes they're right. Yeah. But nailing the amount of black people killed by cops, the amount of black people killed by black people, we got bigger fish to fry. Way bigger fish to fry. There's 40-some black people killed by cops last year, according to some statistics I looked up. Now, think of some of the murders of these black children. There are way more black 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds that were killed in just Chicago alone than the entire United States of unarmed black people that were killed. Mm-hmm. That's just Chicago. We're not going to, Jesus Christ.
But see, when you say Chicago, then people start saying, oh, you just love to use Chicago as a talking point. But Chicago makes itself a talking point. You know what I mean? Chicago's not the worst. I mean, yeah, it's one we refer to it. You got St. Louis is, I think, up there. You know, we all know about New Orleans when it's dry. Houston is getting bad itself. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like we have to quit. Like, it's happening. It's taking place. It's occurring. And the thing is, we'll give more attention to an unarmed shooting, like you said, and that may be a couple of dozen occur across a country full of diversity with, 330 million people plus in it when things take place. But then when there's thousands, literally tens, because I was looking at the stats the other day. It was I forgot what it was, and I was just looking at, I know people hate this term. This is a racist term too. Black on black is racist. But when you're talking about the number of black men killed, I think it was about close to 6,000 or 7,000, and this was in 2019. I think it's gone up 30% last year, and probably about another 30 this year because of all of the lockdowns and everything that's taking place. 93%, I believe. It was no, I'm sorry, 88%, because that was 93 was kind of earlier in the earlier stuff. 88% by other black folks. So then you have, like you said, the police killings. You have it's a 30 times more likely to get shot. Somebody else, being a black man, I have 30 times more of a chance to get shot by another black man than I do by the laws, right? But when you say that shit, like you said, hey, we're Conan, we're Uncle Tom, these are the stats, these are the numbers. I mean, we look on the TV every day, like you said, those parents got nothing from BLM. But then when you see those kids dying in Chicago and it's a black person killing them, BLM never shows up. Do those lives not matter? They're just as black. You know what I'm saying? Why doesn't that life matter? Because it's not about black lives that matter. In reality, BLM means white lives matter. Because if the white life is involved with a black life being taken, now it matters. Now the George Floyd's matter. Now these things matter. But if it's always you niggas killing each other, we don't care. We don't give a fuck. I mean, and that's what it is. And then I know, I'm sorry about Mr. A talking about, racial profiling. Bro, I got dreads. I'm a large black man, about 6'3", 250. Like I say, with tattoos, and I'm driving around often, right? I pass cops all the fucking time. Every day, every time I pull out, I'm seeing some laws somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Reach. These are facts, Trill. These are facts. And I'm passing laws all the time. You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm out dashing, I'm going into nice neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? In different parts of town. And, I'm not in a luxury vehicle or any of these things. I don't have no stickers or signs saying I'm doing this, that, or the third on anything. I'm not getting pulled over on a daily. I'm not getting racial profile. I see the cop look at me, I look at the cop, and I don't put the berries on me. So like the thing about it is there is situations that occur. There are likelihoods that occur. There are situations where niggas get profiled and it was situation, I was fucked up. But there's so many more times you get passed on by, but we don't talk about that because it's a non-event. You know what I mean? So you don't think about it. You don't register it. Only when the incidents do happen. Now I'm getting fucked with. Now they hoeing me. Now they treat me like shit because something actually occurred. But we dismiss the non-events. And I'm sorry, Mr. Dan, for cutting you off. I wanted to address that. And Trill, those stats are real.
And Heidi mentioned Don Lemon, that greasy lip bitch. Look, Don Lemon is a fucking demagogue. He is a sycophant for this DNC. He speaks all this shit about, white privilege and white men are the devil. But that one whose dick you're taking every other night, you don't have a problem with him, your husband, and your Sag Harbor home, but you down for the people. Black power. Black lives matter. Black lives splatter. That's what that is. How about that? All these kids getting killed. A 7-year-old black girl got killed at a fucking high school football game. Niggas out here shooting shit up. That was, 2-3 days ago? What's the man? Act Nation News? I follow his videos. He keeps posting. Just go to the gun memorial, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, God. They ignore this. They completely ignore this. It's a non-issue. And yeah. When Terry Crews mentioned all Black Lives Matter, like these kids getting killed, Don Lemon got angry. He got all. He looks like he's taking some medication. Maybe he has the package. I don't know. Fuck Don Lemon. Oh ass nigga. Fuck that nigga.
Yeah, and ain't Don Lemon a questionable? Because see, and that's real funny how he got brushed under the thing. I guess it's believe all women, not believe all men. Because that dude accused him of trying to fondle him at the bar or something. So men get no justice. Don Lemon out here harassing niggas and violating their privacy and shit, and nobody cares anymore. He's the righteous one. Fucking weirdo.
See, my thing is, I believe I've been accused of some shit which is completely made up when I was in the military. Yeah, he was like that. So let me not get that nigga any ideas. But in my case, that person making shit up. So I believe in doing a thorough investigation. But of course, a lot of these leftists, I'm not gonna say like more liberal people, because there's liberals who have some sense, and then these extreme leftists who are Antifa /BLM /LGBTQ2A members, because they're all being united now. So you BLM members, they're tying you in with the gay movement and Antifa. I hope you know that and accept that. So that's what you're signing up to. You may, good luck with that. Have fun. But people like Don Lemon, I don't know, man. I don't know. But people keep listening to him, but I don't know.
Because the thing is, it makes them feel good. Like, again, it's trust me. And when I say the stuff I be saying, and I'm sure Dan feels the same way, like, there is no enjoyment. You kind of like say you laugh because it's just like, I mean, what else can you do at this point? It's you laugh to keep from crying about it, but it's like, I don't get enjoyment saying, I'm in a more dangerous situation hanging at a club with niggas than I am driving down the street and, past the laws. I mean, look, you see a story every damn day. I'm showing y'all black female brawling every damn day. All over the place. Milwaukee, niggas win the fucking championship. Niggas start shooting the motherfucking club up, shooting the streets up. Like, those are the dangerous fucking places to be. Like, and so that's why I say, y'all know something I be joking. More than 3, I will not be. I'm not, it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, dog. Because now you don't even know, motherfucker. You done stepped on my new J's I done overpaid for, so I'm mad about it. I gotta shoot you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker will kill you for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, or shoot you for nothing. Because now niggas don't want to fight. Niggas don't want to fight, take that L, be on World Star, or none of that shit. They rather do life in the pen. Well, nigga ain't hold me. That nigga ain't whoop me. I got shot that whole ass nigga. Okay, well, big Bubba Ray violating you. You remember you shot that nigga. It was all good then. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, the logic and it's the emotion behind the shit that's got us all fucked up. Like, and if you could pull, and here's the thing, black folks are emotional people. It is, and it's in it can be good and it can be extremely detrimental. And a lot more times it's extremely detrimental than it is good, because when you're being emotional, you're not necessarily thinking. And that's what happens. Like, we take things as a violation, an injustice. It wasn't right that this didn't happen, this happened. But then when you take a step back and you look at it and you say, okay, look at all the facts involved in it. It's a fucked up outcome, but the situation itself, according to the rules of the game that we're playing, or that, you know, the rules of the, this is how it goes. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, there's so many stories that go the other way, but those things don't get the notoriety. People don't really do the research. People don't really look at it and see, hey, how this quote unquote system that everybody says is shutting and shitting on niggas, shutting niggas down, and all that has benefited a lot of niggas. You know, I'm pretty sure it's been more niggas came up in America than anywhere else in the world. It's probably more niggas who have come up and became rich in America than anywhere else in the world. But we don't look at that. You know what I'm saying? We just look at the down bad situations. Like, I'm looking at both sides of the coin. Some fucked up shit going on. It's some amazing shit going on. And you got to look at it in its totality. You know what I mean? And then, you know, make your judgments or whatever, and then understand why. But instead of just, you know, hey, that's fucked up. I'm mad about that. It ain't right. Why? Somebody told you that shit? Somebody who don't live, like you said, somebody like Don Lemon don't live nowhere near none of us who ain't in danger of none of this shit. These celebrities dancing and flipping on TV who ain't in no kind of danger. These same motherfuckers telling you this, that, and the third with their private security and all that shit. But they got opinions on how you should live your life. When you stand next to the niggas who done just got out, or the niggas they releasing on no bonds. How many stories we need? If you in Houston, alone, I could probably say, me personally, I've heard about a dozen stories at least within the last year, motherfuckers that went to jail on a crime, on a felony charge, judged and gave them a PR bond, which means that personal reconnaissance, which means that you just come back on the court date. You ain't got to pay no bail, because, you know, everybody's talking about, the cash bail system is racist. It's because, you know, this. Man, look, I had to hire bail than motherfuckers who did way worse shit to me. Anyway, and so they'll sit there how the cash bail system is racist. Niggas get out and go commit other crimes. Go get out and fucking murder. And like it was a nigga on 7 felony charges. Got a PR bond. 7 fucking felony charges. Got a PR bond. Kill somebody. Him and some bitch. Kill somebody and then back in jail. Like, it makes no sense. And then you say, oh, well, that's just this 1 or 2 or even the 12 that you get. Man, that's too many. If it happens one time, it's one time too fucking many. Because guess what? What's the situation for that family of that person who got killed? Because this person, you know, didn't have to face any kind of obstacle for staying in jail. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
Yeah. And we could get to why in my humble opinion, I think you'd agree, why the black community has so many issues. It could be the destruction of the family unit, the empowerment of the feminist mindset, there's so much shit there. There's something else I was going to mention. Betty Spaghetti mentioned the media is responsible for a lot of this shit, and she's absolutely right. Recently, there was a report by Rolling Stone. I think it was Rolling Stone.
Yes.
Yeah. How I think there's a gunshot victim couldn't get to the hospital somewhere in some state. I don't remember where it was at, but y'all look this up because there are so many overdoses from ivermectin. I forgot how to pronounce that. And that's the quote unquote horse medication that some of these right wingers and Trumpists are using to cure their COVID or, you know, suppress the symptoms. I think cure it, actually. But, you know, it's a horse medication. You take it, you're going to overdose. Come to find out, this was a complete bullshit article. They called the hospital. The hospital was relatively empty. They could have easily done they could have called and verified that this story was true, Rolling Stone. This is a major magazine, been around for decades. There used to be like the magazine of like Rebellion in the 60s and Woodstock, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin. There are corporate shows as well. All these big media organizations are bought and sold, including Fox News. Don't go thinking they're your friend if you're conservative. I promise you that, especially you Republicans. Y'all gotta calm that shit down. Fox News ain't your friend either. It's just controlled opposition. And they retracted the article, but I still see people on Facebook sharing it and laughing about horse face. I've mentioned they're eating horse face. Let me tell you something. Then why is India about to prosecute a World Health Organization official for denying ivermectin, which has been proven? There's medical journals about the effectiveness of this, HCQ as well, and zinc. And these are relatively inexpensive because the patents have expired. Correct. You can treat one person for $100 with a zinc ivermectin. That's what Trump used when he had COVID. Yeah. And he mentioned the benefits of that. He also said he's pushing for vaccines, get people vaccines out, but he also mentioned ivermectin. Yeah. And all of a sudden, you know, he's a piece of shit. But See, here's the thing. Why the whole COVID thing? You know why the whole COVID thing angers me? The immediate manipulation of these inexpensive medications. That would really have been nice for my father to have back in January and December, but it's too late for that now.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And that's the crazy part. The crazy part is, like you said, about the studies.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, the studies. And it's like, I've been had people accuse me, oh, this guy reads to me. No, I actually go and I read the studies. They're readily available for anybody to go and read. I have several of them bookmarked if people want, the links to them. But because I said I was on the Twitter and I was just like, what's the point? If you're still going to get it and you're still getting it in a fucked up way, because they're being dishonest about the shit. And, somebody responded and they, about the vaccines, and then somebody else, wanted to chime in under it, I guess, for some brownie points, and my thing is just like, in reality, you must be the one that's not reading because, like I said, all this stuff, these studies are available to anybody. I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get it. But, the fear is a motherfucker. Fear is a motivator, and it's crazy because there's two. There is a horse version and there is one that is intended for, the human beings. But, like you said, readily available, low cost, but they're lying about it because they don't want people to realize that, hey, you have the powers in you as a human being. You have the ability to take care of yourself, or you should be utilizing that. Like, yeah, doctor is important, and I'm not a medical professional. I just play a nigga on the internet. But if you're worried about doctors and things nowadays, the ones who can't tell obese people that they're obese because it makes them feel bad, or they can't tell the truth about certain things because it just makes people feel upset. Like, that's when you have to start realizing, all right, it may be time for me to start, doing my due diligence for my own well-being. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying don't go to a medical health professional, find out what's wrong with you, but you gotta, you gotta do your due diligence. That's all I'm saying about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And someone in the comments said, basically kissing white ass, protecting white people. Look, fuck white people.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up. I'm talking about us black people.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything, y'all black people who are signing up with Kamala Harris, the quote-unquote black vice president, and Joe Biden. Joe Biden's been writing delegation against us for decades at this point. See, here's this thing called the bigotry of low expectations.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these liberals and leftists, they don't expect you doing it. I saw a video recently about it was a black gentleman. He made a video that said why I stopped teaching, and one of his biggest issues was that they preach diversity and all this other shit in a lot of these school systems and these unions, but it's mostly white women running it, and the way they don't make any of these black kids responsible for their actions is ridiculous. It's really sad, and they're lowering the standard. Matter of fact, in Oregon, they're lowering the standards for high school graduation. You don't have to pass math or English. Are you fucking serious? This is bad. This is bad. And Baltimore schools. I mean, Baltimore is I think majority black. A lot of schools that are suffering. Less than half the students are barely functionally can read and do math. Look it up. I'm not making any of this shit up. I find more strength and comfort and more conservative mind state, not Republican, conservative, about self-reliance. That's what Malcolm X was talking about. Now, he didn't like Republicans or Democrats, but that fox versus the wolf. The wolf show you who he is up front. The fox, the white liberal is the most dangerous person in the Western Hemisphere, bar none. Malcolm X. That's it. That's all I got to say. I know other people trying to curse somebody out or whatever. I'm about to get off the line. See, and that's the same rhetoric I've been getting for years. When I question why we rioted and destroyed our own communities, why are there so many ridiculous number of killings in the black community? They're always killing these kids, grandmas. I remember one guy, his daughter got shot in his lap on the porch. This is the same time when the Trayvon Martin incident happened. No, actually, no. Mike Brown. Mike Brown is the police chief of that same city happened. One of the reporters was harassing him, and then he's like, "Look, I was checking my phone during a press conference. I checked it because I got a report of a kid who was murdered on their porch." So and just y'all keep ignoring it. Go keep caping for these white liberals and the LGBTQ community going in their spas, exposing themselves to children, keep caping for these communists who seek to destroy this country entirely and destroy the middle class. Y'all keep caping for them. Mm-hmm. I mean, hey, y'all getting y'all what y'all wanted. Shit, look where we're at right now.
Well, again, and the one question I asked, I've asked everybody, and I've never gotten the answer. I'm throwing this out there for everybody in the chat, those who are black or of any other additional color and feel like I'm hating on black folks. And just like Dan said earlier, all the money that's been donated, all the things, where is the money going? Has anybody who's black, has your life improved since you first heard the phrase Black Lives Matter? And if so, in what way? That wasn't just your own doing. That wasn't your own motivation to do better for yourself. How has Black Lives Matter, that phrase, group, organization, movement, anything, improved your life in any way, form, or fashion? They painted a nice mural in the street in your neighborhood, maybe? Is that it? You got a march. You maybe got some free shit out of Best Buy when you ride it. I mean, how has it improved your life? That's what I'm curious to know. So.
Yeah. Yeah, went to the DNC. What's it called? Act Blue? Yeah. And fuck the Republican Party too. They're a bunch of scumbags at this point. So fuck them. Yeah. That's all I gotta say, man. Fuck the DNC. Fuck the GOP. Fuck BLM. Fuck LGBTQ. I have no issues with gay people, but this whole rainbow flag movement, that's my problem.
Oh,
yeah. Cops are backing up now. Why be on the front of CNN? What's the point? Yeah. Why be on MSNBC? Fuck Antifa, because they do exist. The president of the United States, quote unquote, had the unmitigated audacity, the apparent gall to see that Antifa is an idea. Antifa, the idea was beating up people at a rally in LA when that transsexual who was a sex offender went into that spa and exposed himself to children, little girls. They're fighting for him, those pedos and remember, like they're like two, like one of those guys was a pedophile that Kyle kid shot, and they attacked him first. Yeah. It clearly shows in the fucking video.
Yeah.
But y'all keep kicking for these motherfuckers. I'm done, man. I'm done. I'm getting off. Y'all doing it.
That's a bad day in the man.
30 minutes.
I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts, sir.
Yeah, man. Hey, good luck, y'all. That's all I gotta say.
All right, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's. Thank you, Jordan. I mean, that's my whole point. It's like we got to stop looking externally for somebody that's gonna swoop in and remedy this and do it. If you don't do it internally, it's like health. It's like your health. I mean, it's all the same. The health is internal, out. You know what I'm saying? The things you consume, the things you put in your body, the things that you eat. You know how you take care of yourself. It's inside out. Not taking these foreign pills and all this other crazy shit. Oh, I'm just I got a heart attack. Take this. It's the things you put in and working this out. And then, you got to get that shit out of there. But that's my thing, and that's what I'm saying. Man, I seen that too, that the people were having a church or whatever, and then I think there was a black lady who was there. I think she said she got beat up, and they were against racism. But they got a flag. So just an idea, but they have a flag. And I'm glad Dan said something, because I want to say, like I said tonight, I want clarity. I want people to understand my thoughts and beliefs. I don't say any of these things to promote white people. Like, I have love for everybody. Like, let's not get that twisted. I have a love and appreciation. I've had all types of people in my life that have been, like my best friend growing up, past Hispanic. His little brother's best friend now. I think they're like a quarter white, whatever. He looks like a white guy. I got friends of all cultures. I still haven't had a long-lasting Asian friend. We'll get that fixed. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling in to the den this evening?
Yo, what is going on? What is going on, Honcho? What is good, my G?
I'm not sure who this is.
Nigga, stop playing, nigga. What is up, fam? It's Kenneth, man. Stop the capping, my nigga. What it do?
Ken from New York?
Fuck out of here with that nonsense, nigga.
Rich Ken, what's the motherfucking deal, man?
What it do? Nah, I'm saying what up, but what up, OG? What it do?
What's good? What's good, young man? How is life treating you, sir?
Life is good, bro. I can't complain.
Okay.
Niggas in college right now, bro. Got class tomorrow in the morning, like at 8 o'clock on the dot. But it's virtual for
Okay. I'm about to say that they got to go to class on Labor
Yeah.
Day. We got a protest.
Yeah.
That's oppression.
Oh,
What you?
come on. Oh, I'm lying. Tomorrow is Labor Day. No class tomorrow. I'm lying.
Okay.
That's on me.
Okay.
But I got class on Tuesday. Shit virtual though, because they suspended classes in person for this entire month. I think this entire month because COVID and all these other variants. You know how I feel about that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't really fucking with it, but nothing I could do is really they shit. So I really gotta pay by these rules. It ain't like I'm paying for this shit anyway. So I'm gonna just rock it out, thug it out. You know what I'm saying? And just try to get all these classes in, trying to keep up with all this schoolwork and shit. Cause niggas, this college shit is not a joke. I thought this shit was gonna be like high school, but fuck,
No, sir.
like shit is just 100 times more complicated. But at the same time, it's just like all of it is on you. You feel me? So if I don't get some shit done, it ain't like cause I ain't have time to do it, just cause I ain't do it. So. It's just that accountability aspect. I gotta just, try to stay on my grid and finish that shit as soon as possible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Usually I was able to finesse shit, try to do it last minute. Can't do that shit no more in college.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the thing. I guess you get it. You get your system down, and once you kind of have some structure and things as you figured it out, you'll be all right. You're a bright kid, so I got faith in you. Well, I mean, I'm sorry. You're a bright young man. Because that's the thing, and I need to write that down too.
But on some real shit though. Before I even get into what I wanted to talk about, I was gonna say, bro, I appreciate all the game that you used to kick me, for the last few years. You know what I'm saying? Since I've been fucking with the game, you, Prepaid, Trill, Wise, Dan. You know what I'm saying? Wink. I ain't seen Wink in a while, but y'all kick me like hella game. You know what I'm saying? Over the years, not even just about just random shit, but about like crucial shit, that I could take, for the future and shit. So appreciate y'all, saying on some real shit. I ain't had time to thank y'all, personally, but I'm just doing on the DM tonight, man. Y'all keep me hella game over the years, bro. So without y'all, man, I ain't gonna say I'll be lost, man, but I will be all over the place cause y'all gave me hella good game, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We just the thing about advice, man, is people can put it out there. It's up to you to take it. So you got to give yourself credit for being willing to hear it and willing to accept it and take it and apply it. So that's the key thing right there.
Definitely, most definitely, man. But yeah, like I said, I appreciate that. But onto I guess you could say the fun of the call, man. So y'all know I've been, I got a new job like shit around a month ago. So I'm working I'm working essentially full time. I'll be working like at least 37 to 39 hours every week in college. So damn near working full time and full time student and basically working full time. But that's besides the point. So with this job that I got, right, I know I work at the Walmarts, and usually I'm in the front end, so usually a cashier or stocking shit is in the front end, just doing all types of other shit, right? And in this 1 month sample size that I got, I've noticed and I've gotten to see what what people buy, right, for the most part. And black folks, man, and I thought people used to lie about this shit, about the food stamps, the wig, all that other shit that black folks be running up, man. It is not a game, dog. I'm talking about some transactions, man, they literally take at least 10, 12 minutes of you just ringing up over $300-$400 worth of food, dog. And all that shit goes on at least 2-3 different food stamps cards.
What?
And yep. Yep, that's all something. Because black folks, man, I said this in the chat the other day, man, we literally got the worst diets, man. Like, instead of using all that money on, on food stamps, all the EBTs that we be getting, man, the shit that I've seen, black folks run up the most. Juice.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck is juice?
Juice. Orange juice. All type of sodas. We run that shit up like hell. Sodas, chips, cookies, ice cream, a bunch of frozen pizzas. This shit is terrible. A bunch of bad meats, not even just, some chicken breasts. Nah, fuck that. We run up a bunch of steaks, beef, literally the worst type of shit that we could possibly get. We run it up. We don't run up the healthy shit. If black folks do run up vegetables, man, it's usually some maybe they run up a few peppers here and there, but for the most part, man, when I'm talking about we run up a lot of, like at least every other day. Every day I go to work, I'm running up at least some black person is gonna run up at least $300-400 in food stamps in one transaction.
That's
You know what I'm saying? And most of the shit is junk food, right?
Yeah.
And another observation that I've seen, right? And this ain't, like I said, this is a whole sample size that I have for about a month. So these niggas that say, "Oh, you barely been here, nigga," I've been here for a good amount of time, right? Half the time when it's, when you got these huge transactions, it's typically black women, right? Typically black women, and they normally have at least 2 or 3 kids. Now, I know a lot of motherfuckers gonna be mad at me, but hey, this is what I've seen so far, right? Like I said, this is what I've seen so far. They usually got 2, 3 kids running up the food stamps card, right? Or sometimes they running up WIC. You know what I'm saying? All this baby food expensive as hell, man. Like, I didn't understand how fucking expensive baby milk was until I seen that shit. Like 10 little bottles of them shits go like almost $300. They ain't paying for that shit. That shit going on WIC. You know what I'm saying? But it don't be just black folks running up WIC, man. It be Hispanics be running that shit up heavy. Not food stamps, but they be running up WIC heavy. You know what I'm saying? Asians don't really be running up WIC like that. They be running up, you know what I'm saying? Asians be a little bit more healthy. A lot more healthy than black folks. Not even close. But, man, what I really wanted to get to, man, is just that little entitlement piece that I said about black folks at these, at these stores, man. The way that they talk to you, man, and the way that they talk to me over the past, like I said, month that I've been there, man, it's crazy. It's just been like, man, I'm sitting there ringing their stuff up, and bitches got the audacity to say, "Oh, nah, you don't put that in this bag, don't put that in this bag. Oh, you got to put this over here." You know what I'm saying? Keep in mind, you got a big ass line. It's about 7 o'clock. You just trying to get everybody through. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get everybody in and out, in and out. You ain't got time to be picking and choosing where you want your shit at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can do that maybe when it's not a huge rush. It's rush time. It's 6 o'clock. Kids getting out of school. High school kids getting out of school. Everybody buying shit. Cool. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got time to be picking and choosing. But I understand. I do my best to not try to put chemicals and food together. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna put that together. I understand that, but you have black folks, man. For the most part, they saying, "Oh, you doing too much. Oh, don't put that right there. What are you doing?" And they just try to. You hand them the bag to their hand, they snatch the shit off your hand. They don't even say, you know what I'm saying? They try to give you, when they paying cash, they just, they throw you the money. They damn near throw you the money instead of giving it to your hand. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of other shit, when they be buying, they be grabbing shit off the shelves, and when they come ring it up, they be like, "How much is that? Oh, that's $5? I don't want that." Yeah, you gotta go all the way, return that shit. You know what I'm saying? They do that shit, and then they try to argue with you on the prices. They be like, "Oh, this is $10 over here. Oh no, over there it was $5." Knowing damn well, good and well the shit was $10. They'll sit there and try to argue with you, try to get it for $5. You know what I'm saying? Just on the wall, this shit, changing tags, arguing, holding up your line for the most part. Like I said, Hispanics do some of this shit too, but not to the extent that black folks do. Right? Hispanics got some pretty bad brains too.
I got a question though. Like the Hispanics that do it, that do kind of pull stunts. Are they? Would you say the females are relatively tatted up?
Hispanics?
The Hispanics who behave more kind of in this behavior, the more aggressive or derelict behavior. Would you say that some of them, have multiple tattoos?
The women?
Yes.
Now that you mention it, to an extent, yeah. That's crazy, but now that you mention it, to an extent, yeah. And with black women too, they normally end up having multiple tattoos. Most usually got sleeves. Normally got weave for the most part. Rarely you should see a natural women with a natural hair just running up heavy on the food stamps. You see a few times, but rarely. And man, what else can I say? It's not even just that, man, but it's just a whole lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, that I've seen in my first, like I said, month. Like, I'm getting like real life experience. I'm dealing with these folks on an everyday basis, right? So I know their mannerisms. Kids, these bastard ass kids don't know how to act at the grocery store, grabbing shit off the shelf, throwing it to me for you to ring them up. You ring some shit up, they grabbing your hand, trying to get the little candy that they just bought, you know what I'm saying? Instead of waiting for me to give it to their hand, they want to grab my hand and, do all this shit. They running around playing, just throwing a bunch of shit, spilling shit.
I got a question for you, Mr. Kent. John from New York says, do you believe that they would do that to one of your Asian or white coworkers?
Honestly, from what I've seen so far, to an extent, yes.
Yeah.
But they tend, like I said, black people tend to have, I remember I think Kevin Samuel said this shit. Black people seem to think they can be a lot more informal with each other than they do with other races of people.
Yes.
And that's definitely true, man. Like, when you got Hispanics that normally when Hispanics, because when they first see me, they don't know that I speak Spanish. So they tend to be Hispanics are super respectful, man. They don't really be on no hoe shit. Occasionally, yeah, they do. But normally, especially since they don't know that I speak Spanish, unless I let them know, they usually super respectful, don't be treating you on no bullshit. But black folks, nah. See, black folks feel like they can get away with a lot more slick shit because, you black or they think that you black and all that other shit. So they think you can go away. They can be a lot more improper and not as formal with you. They don't treat you with the same courtesy that they would do, a Hispanic person if they was behind like a clear-cut Hispanic person. Because if you see me, you don't, I'm saying, you wouldn't really think I'm Hispanic or I was born in Honduras. So, that definitely is a bit of a difference. We definitely a lot, from what I've seen, you definitely get that, that difference right there. A lot of the times, a few times, black people and black women are super courteous. You get those sometimes, and I appreciate those a lot, what I'm saying, because it's few and far in between. Right? I wish I could sit up here and say that's the majority, but for the most part, I'm saying, that's not the majority. And this is, like I said, this is in Houston.
Yes.
I'm saying, our city. So I don't know how it may be in other states and all that other shit, other cities, other states, but from what I've seen so far, like I said, this is my experience. Y'all may be different, y'all may have seen different, cool, but I'm saying, I'm just giving y'all, my experience.
And and it's unfortunate though, because that is the thing. And I mean, just me as a Wally World shopper, I ain't gonna lie, it's like a guilty pleasure because I could go elsewhere, but I know if I go into Wally World, I'm going to see something terrible, right? And I'm going to talk about people. And see, I made the mistake because I take the little one with me on occasion, and she started picking up on some of my bad habits. I talk about people. I don't be giving too much of a fuck, and I be pointing shit out. And so we was walking the other day. Damn, I gotta get some fucking charcoal. Got to get fucking charcoal yesterday. And we was walking to go get something, and she's like, "Yeah, you see that fat old lady with the wig on her head?" I'm like, "Girl, shut the fuck up." Shut up.
Oh,
and she
shit.
looked at me because she kind of had like the little hurt face. I'm like, "I'll explain to you later. Like, you got to learn how to have some coots about you. It's all right to talk about people, but you got to be smooth with the shit." But yeah, because I mean, people be in there looking crazy and shit, but you be seeing it though. You can see people with attitude. People got more respect for a dope boy or a scammer or something like that at your age than they do for you, doing the right thing. Like I said, getting your education and working and earning everything. You know what I mean? And that's the crazy part. That's the society we live in. We got more respect for the fast cash, beating the system and all that. And again, look, I'm not 100% against all of these things. Like, I participate in certain stuff, but it's like the level of respect. When you know what you're doing something that's despicable, it's not a respectable thing. You know what I mean? It's like, I get it. Some people, whatever. My thing is you got to live. You got to survive, point blank, period. But I don't prop up, I don't commend, I'm not gonna celebrate certain behaviors, you know what I mean? And then there's a point where you don't really have to do that. You never really have to ever do it, but whatever. As long as you're making improvement in life. But my thing is, like I say, motherfuckers will treat you a certain kind of way, and like I said, niggas be out there saying they don't treat the weed man like that. They ain't gonna treat the whatever drug is cool now, Molly's or whatever. They ain't gonna talk to him crazy like that, or behave in such a manner. But it's fucked up, man. But it's good that you can provide us a first-hand experience because, sometimes people come in here and think I just be saying shit or that I'm just hating on niggas to be hating on niggas when, nigga, I be around niggas. Like, that's what y'all don't understand. Like, I've been around niggas. I try to minimize my niggerish interactions now because I know better and just it's off the wall. And I know my mind and my temper because niggas be get to looking crazy. Like, man, look, the fuck you looking at, my nigga? Then it's a whole problem, Still ain't clear the hairs and they problem, but in a couple of months, nigga. Anyway, But you know, and so I just minimize this shit because yeah, I got niggerish tendencies too. So, but I know this shit. I've been around motherfuckers my whole life, and so that you can actually give it from the other side and show, you know, as doing a job, and you can provide people that firsthand knowledge. So it's unfortunate, man.
And you know what's crazy, man? Like, you know the little lines, you know, because do you remember? I think you did a show on this. I think it was last year that you had a lady that had more than, I don't know, it was 20 items or so that was on the line. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh,
Items.
The lady who was like she was like some type of political figure in Georgia.
I think she was pregnant or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I remember because Roman came in trying to defend that shit. I'm like, it make it tripping. But that's not besides that. That's not about, you know, that. But the one thing that I've noticed too, man, and because I have to take care of this shit today, because I was on the little line that, you know, that you got less than 20 items, you can't, if you got more than 20 items, you can't go in here. And I had to check, and it was a Hispanic one, black folks, but this has happened with black folks as well. But today specifically, it was a Hispanic couple. Well, and I told them, hey, you know, I pointed them to the sign and said, hey, this is more than, you know, 20 items. You can't really get on this. You can't be on this line. You got to go to another one. Because the moment that you start letting motherfuckers that got hella items on your line, you slowing your shit down. It's supposed to be the quick, you know what I'm saying, quick line. You come in, you got 2-3 items, boom, ring it up, get the fuck out. But the moment you start letting motherfuckers come in with their whole fucking grocery list on that bitch, you know what I'm saying, you holding up the line going all the way back to the clothing section, like that shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I had to check some folks like that because it's like, dog, you know. And I asked my coworker, I'm like, hey, bro, should I normally, you know what I'm saying, I was trying to be nice, but I'm like, let me ask him, see what he think. I asked one of my coworkers, I'm like, hey, bro, should I tell them they got to get the fuck to the other line? And he was like, yeah, bro, you got to let them go. And I'm like, yeah, I know for sure. I'm like, yeah, let me let their ass go. I told them, hey, I pointed to them to the sign, said, y'all got to go to another line. They gave me a little attitude, but they know I'm right. Like,
yeah, they see that damn
the
sign.
problem with motherfuckers, I like, you see the line, the shit is in English and Spanish, so ain't no way that you didn't read it. You know what I'm saying? But you can't get mad when I send your ass back. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know, you see 20, 21, 22 items. You know what I'm saying? You can let that shit smile, but man, people be coming in with the whole grocery line, and black folks have done this to me multiple times when I'm in that type of line, where they try to bring their whole fucking grocery list, and I'm like, what the fuck, dog? But by the time because sometimes I don't even be paying attention to that shit, but by the time I realize it, I'd be like, what the fuck? They be bought their whole shit over here. And it's like, what the actual fuck? And I look at my line long as hell now. I'm like, fuck this shit. It is just that respect factor, man. Like, because they don't expect you to check that shit, man. And lately, I like, and for a while, because I wasn't checking that shit. But now, you know, I'm a little bit more experienced. I'm checking that shit every single time. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a line that, you know what I'm saying, it's a line that whether people like it or not, the rules are set. He says 20 items. If you have 21, you shouldn't be in here.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's that little, you know, it's just a little complaint that I have with people, man. And it's just, like I said, normally doesn't happen a lot. I mean, it actually happens a lot, but it doesn't happen a lot with Asians. For the most part, Asians are pretty respectable about that shit. But Hispanics and black folks, they be the most disrespectful when it comes to that type of shit. Middle Eastern folks are normally cool about it. Yeah, but black folks be some of the most disrespectful, easily the most disrespectful at the store, for sure. I can't make this up, bro.
And like I literally just said, you know, I got niggerish ways myself. Nobody's saying like they shit don't stink. Nobody's saying these things. But what we're saying is that you got certain groups of certain people within a group who will elevate and you know, promote everything that niggas do as if it's this, you know, golden. But there are a lot of behaviors that are atrocious. A lot of shit that goes on that are not too good.
And I said this throughout the call. Like I said, I'm not saying this all. Like I literally said this. You know, some black folks come in, especially some black women come in there being super courteous, nice as hell. And I be in there, you know, trying to ring their shit up as quick as possible, efficient, trying to bag their shit the best way I can, just because of that niceness. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give them as little bags as possible, trying to push it all in order for them because, you know what I'm saying, they give you that respect after you're going to run their shit. You know what I'm saying? You're going to return the favor. But when you get a bunch of badass kids acting up, you know what I'm saying, people not giving you no respect, throwing shit at you, how am I supposed to? I'm supposed to just, you know what I'm saying, return that shit to you? Like, fuck out of here, dog. Like, this is what I'm saying, dog. Like I say, this is not me saying that all of them do this shit because it's not all of them, but a lot of them do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the ones that don't do this, man, they get treated as such, man. You know what I'm saying? They get treated with the same respect that I would give everybody else that treats me that way. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing really to do with, race and any of that shit. Even though for the most part black folks do shit, but it has more to do with that respect factor, man. That's the thing. That's what a lot of people don't seem to understand, dog, is that respect factor, that disrespect shit. I'm gonna check that shit every time, whether it's Hispanic, black, Asian, it doesn't really matter. It just so happens that black folks do this shit majority of the time. That's all it is.
Fucking John. Are the black hair care products at your Walmart locked up?
You said what?
Are the black hair care products at your Walmart locked up?
Cosmetic section.
I mean, if it don't come to mind, just next time you go to work.
Yeah, I can't be makeup for sure. That shit is locked up. Makeup is, but certain shit ain't, certain shit isn't. I couldn't give you 100% answer. I can't lie to you.
I threw the black in there on my own. I was laughing. I said John, and then I asked. So technically, it wasn't. It was a spinoff of John's question. John did not say black. I said black. Y'all know I gotta stir the pot. So yeah, definitely let me know about that. But
yeah,
it's man, yeah, the face. Man, face tattoos are really ridiculous. They didn't go too far. Motherfuckers just draw anything on their face. I like my face too much to just be putting some anything on that shit. Like, okay. Well, anything else that's on your mind there, Mr. Ken?
Wait, you said what again?
I'm just asking if there's anything else that's on your mind there. Anything else you want to share with us?
Shit, nah, not really. I already gave my thanks to you and the rest of the, Dan crew that, that put me onto the game that I know now. So outside of that, nah, not really. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I fuck with all of y'all, Miss Sarah, I think she in the chat. Heidi, fuck with Heidi heavy. You know what I'm saying? John cool. Trill cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I think Xfinity, I think that's his name.
Yep.
Cool as fuck. I don't know if Miss Grace in the chat. She in there. Shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? Just shout out to the chat, man. Coolest chat, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with all of y'all. Probably go in there, hop back in, man. Just chop it up with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's really about it. You know what I'm saying? I got class in the morning, so you gotta get to bed. I ain't gonna lie, yo.
Yeah, man, get you some rest, man. We appreciate you. Ken and I say, watching you grow into a good, solid young man. We salute you, man. You keep doing your thing, making us proud.
Most definitely, OG. I appreciate it.
All right, Joe.
I'm gonna hop back in the chat.
All right, Ken.
Sure.
Respect.
Yeah.
And enjoy life. Appreciate you. Catch when you can. Definitely be rocking tomorrow night. Here's what I got to do. I got to take a small Honcho hiatus. We're gonna extend it in a little bit. We go a little bit longer. It is a holiday. I'm doing all my queuing tomorrow. I ain't queued today, so I'm gonna get up and do some throwing down. Hold on one second. I'll put y'all on pause. Shout out to the lovely Miss Sarah Lou, and I'll be right back. All right. Yes, yes. Terrible. Just took a leak. It was a long leak. It was a lot of leakage. And then I had to, speak to the lady. She's like, "You're supposed to be doing 2 hours. Why are you in there so long?" It's like, I do what the fuck I want. But, let me see. I bet it's spaghetti, even though she's gone. Ignoring the question for the call. No, I ignored your intersection. I ain't gonna put Kenneth out there, put his intersection out there. People gonna be visiting Kenneth trying to give him a hard time at work. So no, I'm not gonna do that. The condos be locked up. Laughing, it's all illusion, she says, was Ken often. Let's see. Make sure. Let's see. Muzzle don't wipe, that's terrible. What is it? Step in the bathroom with the left foot or some shit. I forgot what it is. Man, sometimes we used to have them extra crazy streams in the garage. I had an emergency kit in the in the garage. Yeah, it did get more mature, right? Right. We started talking about real issues, but whenever certain things are allowed again, I think every now and then I may do it. I got kind of a different view on stuff, on certain behaviors now, sort of, kind of. But I think for the OG, triple OG, quadruple, quintuple OGs, like every now and then bringing back one of them old before the dens. Just for nostalgia. Might do it maybe like once a month or some shit like that. Man, but that wasn't even from the heart. It was like there was a leak or some crazy shit coming from the ceiling, and that shit was all fucked up. So yeah, I would be in the damn in the back room. I literally said it on the stream when I was back in that. Like I said, nobody paid attention. There might have been a damn stream where not too many people were there. I definitely said it. Oh, that was like the entirety of the garage. The garage, the thing that used to piss me the most about the garage, was the damn fucking leaf blowers. That was the fucking leaf blowers, and they used to just be, I used to be mad because the motherfuckers seemed like they came like 3 times a week, and they'd be in that little fucking hallway right there, and they'd be fucking blowing that shit. Like, god damn. So like, it's super loud. The one stream where the fucking screen fell. Dog, y'all don't understand what. Just from my perspective, right? And the stuff that I'm looking at compared to where it started to where it is now. And I mean, I'm not saying like it's anything just super special, but it's just how I started off streaming and to where I'm at now. It's a huge difference. Just life from then to now has just changed a lot. But it's a huge difference as far as the setup. Because I used to be on a little laptop, had like the other little connected screen. I had like a little small, like 19-inch TV I was using for a little thing to watch, to monitor shit. It was crazy, but then when the fucking shit fell, that shit was hilarious. That shit was fucking hilarious. Really? But that's the thing, honestly. Honestly, I think the den would be more popular. If I went back to doing the den at 10, like it used to be, den at 10, I think it would be more numbers than den at 9. Because I don't know what it was about them late evenings. It was crazy. The drink dens used to be super, super, super crazy. I get to talking real crazy on the drink dens. But the fucking are you upset, Heidi? So I no longer invite or I no longer accept the invitations of married women. I'm a changed man. Old Honcho, maybe. New Honcho says, no, that's not righteous. But like I said, things that I believe in. So one of my thoughts on, it was when they mentioned the LGBTQI. So like straight up, and this is how I feel about, like, I guess it kind of it encompasses that community and most people. I don't like flamboyant folks. Right? Like there should be a point where I don't know. So like I don't like flamboyant alphabet people. I don't like flamboyant women. I don't like supposedly straight flamboyant dudes. And what I mean is just overly out there, overly attention seeking. Like those type of people are problematic because again, that's an underlying issue. I think it's generally a self-esteem issue. Things of that nature. And not that I'm saying, I don't like people with low self-esteem, but it's just the way that certain people carry themselves is just, I don't like being around people like that. You know what I mean? It's not that, maybe I don't even hate them personally, but that I don't interact with people like that. Well, they don't mesh with my personality. But when it comes to like that community, I don't associate with dudes that I don't think would be beneficial to society. And what I mean is, if it was necessary to have to rebuild society, or if we were to have to go handle an issue, something that would be deemed man's work or something like that, and you got a dude who's, I broke my nail or I didn't do, and because it's useless. So I don't. That's a woman's, purpose. So it's like I don't necessarily gravitate towards that. I don't want to know, right? I don't want to know. The thing is, like I say, because I'm sure there are some regularly normal acting dudes who engage in questionable behaviors, right? But if I don't know that, I don't care. I don't give a shit. But if you make it your sole purpose to tell me you like getting hit in the Hershey Highway, I don't got nothing to fucking do with you. Like that's not a conversation I want to have. It means nothing to me, right? Because we're not having the same. Even if we were having a conversation amongst men talking about, locker room talk, you in the wrong locker room. You feel me? I said I hit a light in my mouth. Appreciate the love, Miss Sarah Lou. Many wives. I agree. Even one of my favorite. Look, I'm telling you right now, I got to do the number. I'm telling you, this month, this month, I'm working on some significant changes, and I'm trying to get the numbers right to see what it's going to take. I am on a goal to not abandon YouTube ever. They kick me off, but I have to have a backup situation and, have my own thing, because and maybe Saturday nights, that'll be the night to go to the other thing. And it will be a free range, free for all of madness, because then permission to speak freely, sir. You know what I'm saying? Or I guess we just do it in the Discord as always. But we had to have 4 quarters instead of a bunch of pennies when it boils down to it. Makes sense. But my thing is just like, oh shit. But my thing is just that I don't give y'all life updates anymore. Well, I mean, it's not it's not that point. When one happens, I definitely will. But right now, no major life updates. I guess if y'all want what? Got some new furniture coming in. Should be here Wednesday, I think. There's that life update. I ain't gonna lie. I have been it's been time for an update. And Scotty won't be allowed on the new couch. So that's all I got for you. Appreciate the love, Roscoe. That is wow. But you know, BitChute, I think I got a BitChute account. I just don't ever put I had it to where it was supposed to automatically I gotta check and see. Because I think before it was like library or something became that other thing. I had that. So I might have an account there and I might have an account on the other one. I just don't ever get on it. So that's on me, I guess too. Yeah. But also part of it is like I say, what I'm gonna start doing is like on the day off, like Saturday, I'm planning out the whole week. So like I said, I have a whole week worth of shows. And those little topics, I'm gonna now, be able to make time to kind of do the short videos so that I can fool people into coming into the conversations. And then they get surprised. Oh, black guy with dreads, I like what he's talking about. They're like, oh, this nigga's full of shit. I hate him. But again, ultimately, I don't know if Blackhead's still in here or not, but like to my place, no. We do Zoom interviews, but no, I'm not. That's like I think my mom's even been here. I think I'm trying to think. The only people who have been by. Wink pulled up on me because he was happened to be in town. My best friend's been by here, and another one of my very good friends because he was around the way. But as far as just too many people, I don't socialize really a whole lot. Just be hanging out like that. So I don't really have too many people over. But if it got to a good point, there's places around that I've been looking at. I need to price check how much it would be to like rent out a small office, where I'd be more willing to do stuff there. Because I think I'd like to do that anyway. Just cause for multiple reasons. But yeah. Okay. Well, depending on what side you're on, man, give me a holler when you're around, man. You can meet up and catch something to eat or something. Well, shit. I really wanted to do it last year till the damn on some real shit till the fucking Rona ruined everything. Then ever since then I've just been kind of like, whatever. Like I said, I definitely wanna. There's some ideas I got that a couple of people know my thoughts on that, so it is what it is. Jack Cush, I ain't talked to Jack Cush in a couple of weeks. Called him the other day, talked to him for a little bit. For the King, I'm wear that in the Burger King crown, then they'll take me real serious. I'll be with it. I have tried to reach out to several, mainly like female YouTubers. And there was one there I was supposed to have an arrangement with prior to me taking a hiatus, and I tried to reach back out to her, and she ain't ever get back with me after I got back in. First she was with it, and then now she don't. But and then there was an individual I reached out to who used to be a part of the Den, who we haven't seen since I told the story about holding the door open for the black lady. The Den meeting ending with a shooting. I wouldn't think so. Physical altercation, maybe. The soft sports more likely. No. Rio might shoot somebody. Yeah, and that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to reach out to people who are like anti, my perspective, who want a different perspective. It better be like so. Appreciate the love, Miss Sarah Lou. I've been trying to reach out to folks. Like, there's been like 3 or 4. I'm not gonna say I've just been consistent, but I'm gonna get more on it. There's been like 3 or 4 that I've reached out to. Let me see. Like I said, there was a person who used to be here who hadn't been here since the, I guess, a little small interaction we had when she was making a statement about my story about holding the door open for the woman when I was coming out of Denny. These are I had the fucking 2 handfuls of shit. Let's see. Hot tempers. I don't think there's any hot tempers. We're all friends in the den. Yeah. Hadn't heard from her since. I sent her a shout out email. Like I said, shout out to chick email, shout out to somebody else. There was that one chick who used to come in here. She didn't come back too much more. She came a couple of times and that was kind of it. What's her name? Liz. I'm not sure what happened to her. Hope she's all right. But I don't think she agreed too much with some of the views in here. That she cared for me too much. But maybe I have that impact on people. I like to think, even though I may disagree with folks, I'm still a pretty good guy. If they had a flat tire, I'd help them out. Man, the round tables, yeah, it's been just a timing issue, but I'm pretty sure the pregame shows will have the round tables and everything. We were supposed to do an Astros one the other day. Shoot. So, but like I say, definitely. I've been leaning more towards the like I said, so like just kind of bringing that sauce energy back how it started with the phone calls and really hearing from the people, because we had got real round table heavy and just kind of stopped talking to the people because of the inability to kind of exchange between the two. And then so right now it's just going to kind of be kind of back and forth, but it's like I say, it's just been as of late preseason, all that other stuff, getting more into that energy of taking calls, hearing different people, different voices, because that's the type of shit that makes them moments, man. That shit is funny. Wink Rant's classic. The fuck when he came back with the chicken, we got Tyrann Mathieu. That shit was fucking hilarious. Yep, definitely got to get back to that. But like I said, it's just like I said, I've been just doing a bunch of reevaluating and just really trying to get back to the roots of how I started doing a lot of shit, because I really got away from that when when growth was happening, when things were taking place. I got away from a lot of the original shit that was going on. You know what I'm saying? First class, I better be joining the Mile High Club. Man, I don't know these days, man. Like around trying to join the Mile High Club and motherfucker gets hating on you. Too many haters. And like I said, yeah, it just, because like I said, and the thing is, I got away from completely what I was doing originally with it, and then it just went straight streaming. And with streams, like I say, don't get the same level of promotion as videos do. So, like I say, starting probably tomorrow, there's going to be more recordings, kind of getting back to, like I said, 'cause I used to do a bunch of shit with the sauce. I used to have like the what was it, 5 factors to focus or some shit, some off. I used to overdo it with the alliteration and shit, and just point out like different points to look at for the game. We'd have like player comparisons. Like each day would be like a different little video, different little theme, short video. You know what I'm saying? That was a plus, and then just a lot of stuff. But when it got to the point where like when the niggas was bad and they really weren't doing shit, it just made you kind of lose a level of interest in shit. So yeah, and that's why I say the Rockets used to do Rockets video, used to have the little pre-games, what was it, 3 points to ponder on the Rockets, and they were talking about 3 different things like to watch for in the game. Like, so I definitely plan on getting back to doing that. Just got to be a little bit more efficient. But all those things, oh yeah, mark my motherfucking word. All those things, like I said, all that has to bring that energy back, right? Because like I say, ultimately the sauce is about the people, because Houston media is trash, period. You know what I'm saying? And the reason, like I say, that the sauce is to give the people a voice, like where you can honestly speak on your team. You call in some of these stages, you get to, really rant and speak. Oh, okay, well, that's enough, bro. All right, check this guy out. It's like, the people need an opinion. Like, media motherfuckers be so fucking smug and smelling theyself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, see, that's my thing. Like politics are cool, but I'm just like in small doses for me. And like, I don't want people to gravitate from, because like, I don't want people to think that, because like I said, I have things that I lean conservative on, I would say. I guess if you're looking at it, if there's a spectrum, it's a spectrum. Then I have certain behaviors that are just a little more off the wall, right? That don't fit into that same category. So, and that's why I say I consider myself independent. And like, I don't really, and it's not that I have anything personal against some of these characters. I haven't really watched too much of Black Conservative Perspective. But I know there's certain people who will fuck with you just, oh, it's Black Conservative, see what he's saying. So it's like, I don't want to fall in that group. Tatum has some stuff he said I don't care for. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan. I've kind of spoken on like Candace Owens. I'm not a super huge fan. Like, it's never anything directly that she said. It's just something, I don't know. I just get this vibe about her. You know what I'm saying? It's just something I don't care for. I just kind of, and then like I said, when it gets too political, I just kind of, I'll get a little disinterested. Like, sometimes I like talking about certain things. Sometimes I just like being on some goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, which one? The chicken Fox News that told the truth and got fired. Oh, Fox News said, "Oh yeah, that shit is that shit is crazy." And so like, I'm just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even necessarily political. It's just, to me, it's just like common sense shit. And a lot of time niggas don't want to hear that. And then when you talk about niggas and then conservative niggas automatically get turned off. Like, it's most people, if they're already conservative, they'll fuck with it. But it's like, I'm trying to not necessarily convert people, but I'm just trying to get more people to stop thinking so left. Maybe I can just bring them a little bit more to the middle here, and maybe they'll get to the other side on their own and they'll start seeing shit. You know what I mean? Going off on CRT, yeah. Let's say ABL show. Man, that's my whole deal. Is like, I would write. I would definitely do some writing. I would definitely do all that. It's just, I gotta get to a certain point where the what is the shit? Damn it. Wise used the word the other day and I can't remember the what is it, cost benefit analysis, or those things that take place would have to pan out. And really, like I said, it really starts a short video, because who wants to pull up on a topic that they may or may not be interested in and to see like a 2-hour video, a 3-hour video? Like, I'm not finna fucking watch this shit. Same thing with the sauce. Like, oh, texting to this fucking video is 1 hour and 7 minutes. Fuck this shit. Like, especially if they don't know what it is. But then you see somebody with like a 3, 4, 5 minute video about something. Oh, I'll watch this real quick. Oh, it's just pretty cool. It is what it is. So, like I said, I get the strategy. I understand it. And I just gotta follow rules. I gotta stop thinking that these things, algorithm, all that, you just gotta play by those rules. You set those protocols, and once you get to a certain point, you can start kind of playing by a different set of rules. But that's what I was doing early on, and then once I kind of deviated from that, you saw things kind of start to stagnate, right? So I know what it is that I got to do. I guess there's no excuses. So I've got a plan. I got my little board all squared off. I'm all like got a strategy here. So it's all good. Hire writers, media's free. Three smartest people you know probably work for free. Man, like three smartest people I know personally don't do much internet. Well, that's a bit, Jeremiah. I appreciate it. Saw sports page with a culture section. For the culture. Yeah. 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 Man, that is a perfect fucking wow. Love that. So the bubblegum society flavor don't last long before they spit out. That's that fucking zebra stripes. That's the kind of society we're in. Fucking zebra stripes don't last at all. Oh shit. This fucking shit freeze up. Cool. I'm gonna fucks with it. Keep it going. Let's say, and yeah, part of it is kind of you got to get the eyes. You know what I'm saying? So there are certain things you got to get the eyes. Definitely gonna talk more controversial stuff. Definitely gonna have some conversations that I think people are afraid to have. But again, it's just, and then I got to go into the shit with no expectations. That's the main thing. No fucking expectations. Because I saw something today. Let me see. Oh, I didn't show any of that stuff. I actually had some of the articles and things relating to what Dan was talking about the people with that false Rolling Stone article. Then I had a thing where I forgot who put up. They said why Satanists may be the last best hope to save abortion rights in Texas. Like when you decide that's the way you're going to align yourself, you've lost already, right? It's a wrap for you already. Well, we can count on the Satanists to save us. Well, okay, yeah, go for that. Yeah, go for that shit. Yeah, okay. People will think that's logical. This is where we are in society. You know, those crazy Christians, we're not gonna do it. Those Satanists, and then that's let me not use that word. I guess because a lot of shit doesn't necessarily like trigger me. So sometimes I may have difficulty understanding what triggers people, like what gets people all crazy riled up. Like, oh, people got excited and mad about that? I don't know. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I might need to make the topic I had planned for Tuesday, next Sunday's topic. Tuesday's topic. Kind of got a look to it. The 3 Dick Dog. That's the greatest shit ever. 3 Dick Dog. That was the shit. Titty said that was the funniest shit. Hi there. The Registered Article is clear sign is over. Oh yeah. Texas can't speak. Wow. Yeah, motherfuckers say it's crazy. I've seen some. The craziest part is, right, you got motherfuckers who talk all this shit about Texas in the first place. Would never coming here, feel like they got to say, so stay in your own fucking good. Like, honestly, if it's making people move out and making others, especially people from California, don't want to come here, I am A-okay with that shit. Show, newspaper, live. Hit them with 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. Live stream games. I gotta figure out a way. Maybe Twitch it or something. I'm saying all this stuff on YouTube. You're promoting other platforms. We're gonna ban. Yeah. No, that's the crazy shit motherfuckers say. They would say it was like all on the super GOP. The GOP is the Taliban because they're using religion to push oppressive beliefs and like word. Heard these niggas just wearing people out in the middle of the street, right? Just throwing people in holes. They just keeping people hostage and shooting shit up. All right, cool. Oh, your sim might be dead. That nigga did get old. Your sim got old. Oh, that's funny because I was thinking about that earlier today. I have not fucked with Sims in a minute. I ain't played no video games in a long time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. I don't know. But the newspaper was going to be called the Dear News. I don't know. But it's about that time. We'll go in here, call it a wrap. Old lady probably there watching some crazy shit. Probably watching Forensic Files or some off the wall shit. I call her the lead investigator because she fucking be watching these crazy shows. So it's like, if you try to kill me, I don't know how you done tried to do it before you did it. So you can't get away with it. But here is the deal. I appreciate all of you. Black Eighth Element, salute to you, my friend, because I definitely give you a lot of credit, because what most people do is when they hear a lot of stuff, or they hear things that they don't like or don't really necessarily rock with, it only takes a little bit. You know, they leave scar and they don't even try to hear it out. So definitely salute to you. I appreciate you, for listening, being understanding, even though you may not agree with everything being said. Much love. No, terrible. Don't do that. Don't do that. I can't read your article in Spanish. So there's that. But I salute to all. I agree with you 100% on that. But salute to all y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. And again, tomorrow, have a happy Labor Day. We will be live. We will be streaming. Same den time, same den channel. I may get in the Discord while I'm barbecuing and shit. But again, it has been my honor. It has been my privilege, for more than anything. I want y'all to understand when I say it is my pleasure. I mean this. Like, it is a great feeling to get to chop it up with y'all. It's a great feeling. Sometimes I think about, I've been doing this for years, and some of y'all have been here since day one, and the fact y'all still keep fucking with it. Some of y'all who've been here more recently, but y'all still keep fucking with, like, that is an astounding thing to me, right? Because it's not that I don't talk to people around here. It's just I'm not the most social person. If I fuck with you, if I in real life I fuck with you, I'm real loyal to people. But I don't go about just hunting and trying to make new friends, associations, and things like that. And so I always find it interesting that people actually are interested in the things I say. I find it interesting how this community, from so many different backgrounds, and how y'all interact with each other in the chat. That shit is amazing. And so it is always a good feeling, even though, like I say, sometimes I come in here in a weird mood or whatever it may be, and just to see y'all, like, it's like cheers or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, there you go. So I fuck with y'all. It is my pleasure. I really, truly, honestly mean that. And I thank each and every one of you for being here. And, as we start to tighten up, as we start to increase this journey from this point forward, and really start locking down, I hope you stay along for the ride. That being said, you ain't got to go home. But you got to get the fuck out there. I'm going to bed. You got to get the fuck out the bed. You got this time to go. Like, close the door. I'm going to bring the door back, too. I'm going to try to get that done sometime. I'm going to bring the old den door back like we used to. But for now, I'm out.